Happy New Year, everybody! Welcome to the Monday sound stream, and it is just going to be chat time for the whole thing with some activities. We're not doing a news roundup. There was just too much
too many
freaking stuff. I don't care. We're coming back off of holiday stuff. I want to welcome Spin Dash, who has joined as a Sound Squadron captain. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. Really appreciate that. I know we had some other members join over the holiday break that I took. I got all my videos ahead of time, so I took like 8-9 days off for like a holiday season for me, and that was great. I feel super refreshed now, and I got new ideas. But let's not forget our wonderful, consistent ideas of having Ryan and Kaus on the stream.
Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone have a nice New Year and nice holiday. Meanwhile, half of us are going back to the grind because tomorrow I go back to work.
I was doing video prep today, so I technically got back to the grind today.
I wasn't doing anything. As soon as the new year started, I got commissions.
Nice.
Like, oh wow. Yeah.
I'll take it, we were talking before the show. Sounds like everybody had a good holiday, which I think is great. Oh yeah, the Steamboat Willie is public domain. Yeah, be careful, y'all. Like, if you go use one of Disney's modern remasters of Steamboat Willie and just be like, it's copyright free.
It doesn't
count for that. It's specifically the original film print from 1923.
I can't wait for all the DVD companies that make those public domain box. That's
1928. Yep.
1928. Yeah.
I can't wait for all. Yeah, I can't wait for all those DVD companies make those big public domain boxes.
I love those.
They're gonna put Mickey Mouse on the cover. Welcome, Master Ben.
Welcome, Master Ben, to Sound Squadron Commander tier. Thank you. I love when people join during the streams because I can shout you out immediately. So,
hey, speaking of commissions, I just noticed Cure Crystal in the chat, and that picture there's something I drew.
Hey, that's awesome.
I
years ago.
I turned 24 also this past week. I'm old.
Oh wow!
Welcome to the mid-20s.
Okay, I knew you were younger than us, but I didn't know how much younger. Okay.
Yeah.
You are literally 10 years younger than me. Oh my god.
You're old.
I feel old.
He's 4 years younger than me, so.
Hey, you're almost 30.
Yeah. But anyways, let's do a roll down of. Oh, also, Master Ben 95 turned 28 Friday. Let's do a roll down of everybody in the chat. Let's go. Let's do our roll call.
Welcome, Spin Dash and Master Ben, our two new members. We also have Cameron Meder, Kamen Rider War Robot, SA4 Jason, True Hellfire Gaming, Kaiju 1954, Sasusi, Cycle O's, Alex Ashford, Miteki T, LPH, Curl Crystal, and Jeremy Carr, and our channel members, Toma K, Old Ender Prime, Jojo Star,
Toyota Tacoma,
Psycho
O's,
Alex
1954,
and their channel,
LPH,
and Sable. Welcome everybody.
Welcome
remember
everybody.
To
if we missed you, just raise your hand.
And for everyone, remember to like the stream because that helps us get this stream out to other people on the YouTube algorithm.
Greatly appreciate it. Muteki says, Batman Superman public day in a few years. Yeah, they technically will be in 10 years, but it's going to be really awkward because their comics will just start slipping into public domain one issue at a time. Essentially.
Yeah. So when they do go public domain, does it have to be specifically Action Comics and Detective Comics?
Yeah, it'd be Action Comics 1, Detective Comics 1. It would
Batman would have to have the purple gloves then.
Yep.
If you want public domain.
All right. We're gonna have the plan today is we're gonna have some activities. We're gonna do some just AMA. You guys can ask stuff. It's going to be AMA, but we're not going to answer every single thing in the chat because it would just be a little overwhelming. But we'll just kind of cycle through, and we'll kind of chat about stuff, and then I'll break it up by we'll do 3 different things.
Right.
We're going to do best worst purchases of the year, the DCEU tier list because the universe has been sent into the sun and nuked. Great. And then 2023 movies tier list. So anyone asking like best and worst movies of the year, that'll come up in that segment. But we are running a poll for you to decide. So the way this is going to work is that this poll is going to determine what our first activity is. We will run another poll for what the second activity will be, and then the third thing will just be whatever the third thing is. So
and Psycho's got the gift sub from Toma.
Thank you, Toma, for gifting another membership, and congratulations, Psychos, you got gifted a membership. I
like how it's a roulette thing, unlike on Twitch.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like it's a roulette thing, and it tells you. I like that it tells us right in the chat who got it. That's pretty awesome. So, it's been great. Everybody's seemed to have loved the Lightning Collection rundown, which was really, really fun to make. And
I hope everyone enjoys the custom thumbnail art I made for that. I'm actually really happy how that thumbnail came out. It's nice and bright and colorful.
I loved it. It had the perfect vibe, because I felt like this year's rundown was less, let's talk about all the problems of the line, but just talk about things in general. Because I felt like, I think in general we had a pretty solid year. Once we got over that like really bad QC hurdle in the first part of the year, like the Lightning stuff just it picked up. Like that last wave 15 was great. They weren't perfect, but they were really good. I felt really good getting those.
So speaking of things that came out last
real
week,
quick,
for
context, the 2023 movies tier list will be stuff I watched. I didn't watch everything, but we'll just put it all in.
Speaking of things again last year, you got your manga collection, which it was kind of man. I got some nostalgia seeing those ye old you're talking about the book fairs. I remember getting that Yuko's 5D manga at the book fair. Yep.
I think I got mine at book fairs too. Speaking of nostalgia, busting out the old Shonen Jump magazines and smelling the dust on them.
Oh yes.
I need to do. I think I've already kind of decided that's going to be a video in the future where I just go through the box and just.
When did they stop making the U.S. Shonen Jump?
It ran from 2003 to 2012.
Well, that lasted. I'm surprised it lasted that long. Honestly.
I think it stopped showing up in like. It was everywhere. It was like in all magazine racks, but it stopped showing up in magazine racks like 2008, 2009-ish. But they kept it going for a while.
Speaking of
Omander Prime, will we be talking about the Bandai QC issues in the next news stream? I feel like some general public people need to know that. Yeah, what I want to do about the Bandai QC thing, I put it in the title. I guess we'll just talk about it here. The more I thought about it, the Bandai. So for those unaware. The Premium Bandai Complete Selection Modification FIS 2.0 driver has electronics problems where the sound effects aren't working they weren't working properly, and people have been having issues with. People have been noticing some of the battery compartments were misassembled, which is really bad. The Memorial Edition Laser Raise Riser from Geats has issues where somebody got duplicate cards, because they have cards for different writers in them. And there's issues of like Premium Kekira and Baroba playing just the normal sounds and not the premium sounds. And then the Memorial Ranger key set with King Oger and like the random past Sentais, that set has been having paint issues, paint chipping. One person had an Oku Agata Oger arm on the Kyoryu Silver. But the thing that people have been pointing out in the biggest problem is that the CG renders of the keys showed a lot of corrections and fixes to design problems like Ho-Oh Ranger not having knee paint, and then the final product did not have those changes applied, so it felt like false advertising.
And so this is not like a prototype scenario, but this is a Premium Bandai product.
Exactly, and this is like it's shipping wrong essentially. And also like little details like every one of the King Ogres has Spider Kuminos's like hip skirt detail as opposed to like the one that 6 of them share, and then Kuminos has a different one. So it's a big mess. I want to do like better coverage of it, as I don't want to just like because like this week I just didn't have time to like gather it all together.
It's too much of a big topic to talk about.
Yeah. But I do want to kind of like make a video about that in the toy industry in general, because things are kind of a mess.
Here's a question about that.
Yeah.
I know Time Machine figure arts are now being made in Vietnam now, but is that all Bandai products or specifically just Tamashi?
Tamashi's doing Vietnam. I think, because I don't know what factory these came out of, because I haven't ever bought like the Ranger Key stuff. I do know that like Sentai Mecha for the last like 5-6 years have been in Thailand instead of China. So yes, Spin Dash put it best. So much all in 1 week at the end of the year, real mess. That's exactly why this isn't a news stream. I couldn't get it all figured out. I was like, yep,
that's why we're not talking about. That's why we're not talking about the Bandai Spirit stuff and the figure arts and all that stuff.
We're just gonna like welcome coming JoJo. We're just gonna kind of like start fresh like next year.
The biggest question I have.
The biggest question. Yeah.
I do want to ask one thing about that. Thoughts on the Kaiju number 8 model kits announced?
The Kaiju number 8 model kits are really, really good. If I wasn't buying the figure arts, I'd probably go for them. I kind of like that they gave us different human.
Yeah, we got one character exclusive. Yeah, we got one character exclusive, so it's gonna be like a Digimon thing.
Yeah, I wonder because figure arts and standard don't mix well. I wonder if it's just like, oh, they're gonna alternate the humans between them. Like they'll make them in one, and then they'll make them in the other later.
Like it's. I mean, I feel like they did this on purpose. I feel like they're meant to be compatible because why would they're both.
The weird one is the fact that the figurized standard Kaiju number 8 is more expensive than the figure art.
It looks like it has more parts. I think it's like
he's got more effect parts. Yeah,
I think that's the case.
Psycho says, "Notice Bandai never made a blog on this stuff. I wonder why." Yeah, they did a blog post on the FIES thing because I think they're going to have to replace a lot of those FIES units because there's like battery compartments wired wrong, and that's an electrical hazard.
As someone who works in electronics, like I understand these are probably machine made, but like still, like it's weird that this happens. Like my company I work for, we do that. We do all electronic stuff by hand. But like it's sweet to see something like that. Just because
from what I saw, what I saw was it was like instead of having like it was labeled correct, but instead of having like plus minus and then a minus plus, it was a plus minus plus minus, and on the opposite sides, it was kind of a mess. I do think that Bandai's got to figure this out because I saw a lot of people that were like, wait, okay, see, if the quality's not there, why are we spending so much on these P Bandai items? And, with the Memorial Edition SP license around the corner, let's not repeat history with what happened with the Super Sentai Artisan
first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Aster Ben, I don't own any Gotchard merch yet. I don't know if I ever will.
I mean, do you want Chrome?
I don't know. I don't like Chrome. The Chrome on the figure art is making me not want to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, it's causing that thing to cost so much.
Yeah. Kyle says, now it just makes me worried about buying some of the Gotchard stuff. Excited about the Alchemist driver, but I don't want to break apart the second I buy it. Yeah, luckily we're not at like structural integrity plastic problems. It's like paint details.
It's not like
electronic screw-ups. Electronic screw-ups are a thing that just happens at Bandai. Like they had to redo the entire batch of the Agito belts.
Again, as someone who works at an electronics company, things just happen where parts just fail, sadly. Because this usually if you bought the a set of chips from the same manufacturer, there's gonna be one bad egg in there that sadly is going to go into the one, and no one's gonna know this because it looks fine from the outside, but it could be something very internal. Hopefully it'll be done because as from personal experience, it feels like the Tamashi side, but it looks like it got a hang of the Vietnam factories because I got recently a figure that was made in Vietnam that's like the same quality as a China.
Yeah, Orochimaru was Vietnam, and he felt like a China figure art.
Yeah, but two figure arts that will end up in my worst purchases, or at least one, and one will be a dishonorable mention, will be definitely the effects of an early batch of a Vietnam figure art. But still, we'll get to it when we get to that.
Milika Kanji asks, are you going to make a video about how to watch chronological order Super Sentai Metal Heroes, Garo, and other Tokusatsu? Yes. In fact, I've already done the notes for the Garo one. If all goes well, you'll see it Friday. It's not too long.
Hey, TFC, you want to be cool. You want to be very Toei. You should simulcast your show.
Yeah, it would be nice because Garo, the Inheritor of Steel's coming up on the 11th. And, there's a problem right now. Like, Shaman King Flowers debuts in 8 days, and there's 0 word of an English release.
Netflix does that, which I hate.
Like, the thing is that Netflix, for the first Shaman King, like the 2021 Shaman King, they announced right away, "Oh, we're getting it," and then they just made us wait several months for the. They haven't. There's not a single word about a release of Shaman King Flowers outside of Japan and Italy.
That happened with Eden Zero, where it's like we never got word of they're getting the second season, and Crunchy got it, and the dub. That means the dub won't fall because that was a Netflix produced dub for that first season.
Anyways, to answer the other two, Super Sentai is in the works. That'll be done closer to Bomb Boomger's debut. And then, is that the first time I said that out loud?
Yes,
weird.
I think.
Anyways.
Is it Bomb Boomger or Boom Boomger? I can never.
It's Boom. I think it's Boom Boomger. Yeah, Boom Boomger. When we get closer to that debut, that's when the Super Sentai one will come out. Metal Hero, I don't know when to time that one, so we'll see.
When's that
Charvan comes out in February, so maybe I'll time it to that.
Also, Scarlet Gaming. This year, I first started buying and reading comics thanks to binging and watching the DC anime shows and some friends' recommendations. According you're new to comics, but you never look back. I love it.
I'm glad that you took some of the comic recommendations. I like doing comic stuff. It doesn't always do as well, but let's see. Stussy said you should do a Power Rangers finales tier list. That's actually a good idea. I should write down because like that's a good idea. Let's see.
I mean, you realize what's gonna be the big event this year, right?
What's that
for your channel? This year is gonna be the 15th anniversary of your channel.
Oh God, it's 15 already.
Yeah, it's the 15th anniversary of your channel this year.
Yeah. Oh. Your channel is now a bratty teenager.
Yeah. just like when you started.
Yeah, it's all come full circle.
Wait, how?
Holy cow, 15 years.
How old were you when you first said you?
13.
How old were...
13.
Okay, so
I started when I was 13. Yeah, so
okay.
Jojo Star says, "Hope TFA Legacy Prime gets done up with the Power Master Wingblade power ups. The Wingblade Optimus, I feel like has to happen. And I'd probably actually
there's specific peg holes in the back of Legacy. I mean, Optimus. It may look like Hellfire. Like, did you celebrate 13 years? That was 2 years ago. Last year was 2023 was the 14 year anniversary.
It's crazy. RX0 says, "What the heck is a boon?"
Alex Ashmore doesn't make a tier list for Lupin the Third.
I need to watch more Lupin before I could do it.
As for Jason, now our tier list when you finish Booted.
Yeah, I'll put that down. Oh, Chainsaw Man arc tier list. Okay, I'm gonna write these down. You guys give me good ideas.
Okay, so here's the thing. What will be dead last on the Naruto arc tier list so far?
I'm stuck on the stupid ass boat arc that I would put right in F tier. I'm gonna put down Lupin for later, but yeah, that's got to be fourth. I need to watch more of my Lupin.
So Sussy, if you were in the quest for Creed 2, what would you have been credited for under probably sounds at your real name?
It would have been under my real name, my secret identity. Toyota Koa says the coming boon on the poster made me wonder if I was looking at AI for a second. I legit thought the Boom Boomger poster was AI until I saw it pop up on the Toei feed. I was so worried.
I guess it's just a quick comment. I'm not a big fan of the Boom Boomger suits at all. Like, I get the idea of they want to go back to a more Showa looking suit, but as someone who's seen Showa Sentai suits, they don't really match for.
Yeah, I get what they're going. I get what they're going for, but I don't like them that much.
I guess my issue.
We'll have like a whole discussion. I need to see the show. I can't be prejudging shows based on visuals because I loved King Oger and I'm enjoying Dawn Brothers.
So I'm trying to tell you.
I would say with the Boom Boomger suits, I feel like I've seen so many racing theme outfits, like actual.
My problem is the colors. I don't like the fact that the suits
white
are just white and gray, and then a little bit of color. Like that's. Anyways, let me answer this. Cameron says, "What 5 movies you guys looking forward to and 5 you aren't?" Let's just keep it simple. What's the movie you guys are looking forward to next for this year? I keep thinking
Sonic 3.
Sonic 3. That's a good one.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Ooh,
Godzilla Cross.
No, Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
I saw the Furiosa trailer in IMAX when I went to see Aquaman, and I can't be more excited for a movie than Furiosa right now. I'm so excited for that movie. It just like seeing the trailer in IMAX, I was like, I need to be here in 5 months when this comes out. Like, I need to sit in this exact seat. Yeah. Let's see. We're going through some stuff. You guys have a lot of great. I love the chat keeping up so much. Hellfire says, don't even know what movies are coming out besides Seed Freedom. Oh God, I was talking to my mom, and I was like, "There's this Gundam movie coming out, and if it gets a theater release, I'm just gonna leave you and Dad at home, and I'm just gonna go by myself." And she's like, "What? You don't have to go by yourself." I'm like, "No. Unlike other movies, there is 100 episodes of backstory for this one, and I am not I'm not gonna be the ones to tell you have to watch Gundam Seed and specifically Seed Destiny. I'm saving you. I will just go on my own."
Yeah, that's a good son right there.
I don't want to hurt him. I'm like, no, you're not. I was like, not even the 7 compilation movies. I'm just gonna go on my own. It's much easier.
7, my God.
Spin Dash, how's your Heisei Doctor Who watch right now? Midway through David Tennant's first season. Took a little break.
What do you think so far?
My mom bought me a TARDIS Christmas ornament. That's where we're at. The merch has started.
What do you think of the first 15 Doctor story?
Okay, I kind of think it's weird to say this because I've watched all of Eccleston and I've watched a season and 3 specials of Tennant, or half a season and 3 specials of Tennant so far. I think Ncuti Gat was my favorite Doctor at the moment. I really like him.
Just one half screen time, the special, and then his appearance in the Giggle.
Like,
God, he's so good.
his whole pants free segment in the Giggle and the Church on Ruby Road has already sold me on the new Doctor so much. I really like him. He's so much fun.
It was so funny when I watched Barbie and then I saw him.
Yeah,
it's like
he's just there. He's just Ken. Stussy says, "Do you believe Venom 3 will actually come out this year?" I don't know. We'll see. Toyota Kotoma, this is great. Saw the Furiosa trailer before Ferrari, and the whole 50+ crowd went wild. It was great. Yeah, the trailer hooked people. And then right after that was the newest Doom Part 2 trailer, and my friend was like, "I don't really want to watch Doom. It looks boring." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And then he saw the trailer and he's like, "I think I need to go watch the first Doom because that looked amazing."
Yeah, he's in Barbie. He's one of the Kens.
Yeah, he's the Ken with the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Master Ben 95 opponents in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. I like them, but I like 3. The one that J.J. was involved least in, which was Beyond. I like that one the most. Justin Lin really did know how to make a
also
good
people
Star Trek
watch
movie.
Star Trek Prodigy. It's out on Netflix.
Star Trek Prodigy is now on Netflix. Go watch it, please. Let's see. Daniel Falconer says, Ncudi's too cool to be the Doctor. So far, he hasn't been able to convey an appropriate level of chaos. I mean, that was pretty chaotic when he was he's like, "Oh yeah, here's my gloves for hanging on to stuff." Chasing down goblins in a ship.
Oh, the song and dance number is chaotic.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, the whole club scene was I was like, this is a great vibe to be. I loved it. But anyways, SJ says look forward to Frozen Empire, the Ghostbusters movie. I'm excited for that too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm excited they're not doing Gozer again. And
it's something new.
It's new. It's like a real Ghostbusters episode come to life.
Like you said about your friend, that was me with the Ghostbusters. I was hearing about it, I was like, I don't think I cared. Then I saw the trailer, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Man, I'm down.
Right? Let's see. Alex Ashbourne's looking forward to Discotek. Cure Crystal. Yeah, we'll talk about Discotek in 2 weeks. In the Discord, we talked about maybe doing something for the Discotek stream. I don't know. The problem with Discotek is that they always air at 7 p.m. local time, and guess what I do at 7? Eat dinner.
Yeah,
yep. So it's hard for me to do I can't schedule reaction streams well because of the timing.
Well, that's what me and Wheels do.
Yep. Psychos, there's no date for Spider-Man. I wouldn't expect that till 2025.
Are we talking about
Spider-Verse?
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. Cameron's excited for Sonic Movie 3. Spin Dash finished Lego Ecto 1. Oh yeah, that looks like a great set. I want to buy Lego sets. I just don't want to spend the money on them.
There's also this case of space.
Yep. I want to get the set with the 2 Yoshis. I want to get the Knuckles power armor. I want to get the Shadow the Hedgehog motorcycle set.
That was small, at least.
Yeah. Alex, I watch them and I eat. I just don't like doing streams while eating because it's really obnoxious.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
either.
this. I love this.
Like I just be sitting here like eating pork and like I don't know. Yeah, I'll still be watching it, but then Digimon comes on and I have to like react on stream and yeah. I try to eat quick on Discotek streams. Stussy says, my favorite Soundout quote, I'm the idiot who bought every DCU movie on 4K Steelbook. I'm also the idiot that's watched all of them and I'm going to rank them. I need to order the Aquaman Steelbook, though. It's exclusive to Walmart now, and they had to make it 4 cents cheaper than free shipping. Anyways. There's a lot going on in the chat. You guys have a lot of stuff. Okay. So, Infinite says, I got a great holiday haul, got Sonic Prime figures in New York, Sonic 9, Rusty Rose, and Shadow. Speaking of hauls, my mom got me a TARDIS ornament for Christmas. My dad helped me pay for Sentai Mecha that I unboxed in an insane unboxing.
That was a Christmas present to you.
It was a Christmas present to me. Here's the thing. I have to tell you guys, I bought more stuff from Sarugia since because they keep doing free shipping deals.
The addiction's real.
The addiction's real. There's an unboxing video tomorrow that's like more stuff from Sarugia. It's not as big. It's just like they just like here's free shipping, and then they are like, hey, look, we added an Omikoshi Phoenix, so like that's the next one that I got coming in is the Omikoshi. So
I can't wait. I can't wait for those kind of YouTube videos, clickbait videos. Like I spent all my money on Sentai Mecha, and now I'm in debt.
Yeah, I know. I still like don't follow my example, everybody. Don't buy like.
So that's a bad example.
I'm a bad example. I'm
money.
not financially not financially responsible. Let's see. Spin Dash says, do you think we'll do a proper complete DCEU box set? Not just we shoved old discs and slapped existing key art on the box. Probably not anymore because Warner Brothers broke. Hellfire, I will DM you some links later. His Psycho says, don't get into Sentai Gears, basically. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm way too deep into Sentai Gears at the moment. They're fun.
Sentai Gears are, I think, for me with gimmicks now. I think it has to be something unique and cool and something I can. Like Sentai Gears are. Like,
Sentai Gears, I felt like were like, oh, these are kind of a lame gimmick, and then I got a Gear to Linger, a Gear to Linger, a Dawn Blaster, a Zanglass Sword, the Ryugoken, the core spinny thing. And now it's the coolest freaking gimmick of all time. Because I can use them in all these different toys in so many different ways.
I think my problem with the Gears is more space. Like, once you're done, where do you put them?
I bought a bead holder from Michael's Hobby Store. And I just put them all in one like case. And I can carry it with a handle and everything. So, yeah, I'm going to do a video on Sentai Gears eventually. Don't worry. That's all going to go into something. Yeah, I've been looking at the leaked pictures of the Boon Bomber Mecha, and I'm probably just going to wait for those things to hit sale. I don't think I'm going to buy those right away, but Spin Dash says Oreo cookie sleeves fits perfect. That's not a bad idea.
Oreo cookie sleeves? What?
Yeah, they are about the size of Oreo cookies.
I didn't know Oreo cookie has sleeves.
Yeah.
The things inside the cookie. Yeah, right. I just read it.
On that, before we go into like what looks to be, let me end the poll. Yeah, best worst purchases is the thing we're gonna do next. We're gonna do a little break from just the endless comments. Says J4 Jason, Sentai Gears are like Ultraman. You fall down a hole once you buy one. Once you buy one that's not a transformation device for a main ranger, that's when you're like, oh, I should fill out the collection.
I'll forever say that Spark Dolls are the best Toku gimmick because it's 2 toys in one. It's not just a gimmick, but they're just regular vinyl toys.
So speaking of enablers, my mom got me a TARDIS ornament, which is great. I can spin it like it's the opening of the show, and it can just like spin, and I can float it around.
You just see have like a background that just constantly spins, like the old intros.
I have it up, hanging up next to my mom's Dalek ornament that she bought a few years ago. So it's just like a Dalek in this TARDIS. And then she got me a set of like Jack Skellington and Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas as like Funko Pop ornaments. But they look really nice because the Funko Pop design for Jack Skellington's like really good. It's like it's one of the best Funko designs I've ever seen.
Is he still Twig?
He's not as Twiggy, but like the face design works because of the shape of his face. Like it translates to Funko well. And then my friend decided to be an enabler and bought me a Luffy statue.
Oh no, it starts.
It's begun. Okay. I have another Luffy now. But this is like a Luffy I'd never get as an articulated figure because of the jacket. Like it's got the jacket thing going on. He's like in mid stride. He looks really good. This is like the best looking Luffy figure I've gotten so far. But he got this for me. He found a shop that had like Banpresto statues on sale, and he was like, "Oh yeah, look at all these Demon Slayer statues I bought." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then he also bought me this Luffy there, and I was like, "That's awesome." And I thought that was like, you know, what he got me for Christmas. Then he went a step further and also got me the Portuguese de Ace light novel.
Oh, nice.
Because it was on my Amazon book wish list, and I was super surprised and I was super grateful. So now I've got Ace's store. Also, for some reason, these are like holofoil covers.
Yeah, Pokemon cards. Like, my God.
Yeah, they're like giant cards. But so anyways, props to my friend for continuing to be an enabler of my One Piece.
Anymore Jason, now you just need a Nico Robin statue.
Yes, I do need a Nico Robin statue. Now this Luffy's like here with the Gundam fruit. He's joined the tower. I had to move the Chainsaw Man box set. I needed space.
I think at this point into the figure arts Nami come out, I'm gonna get like those Bandmaster statues of Robin and Nami just to fill in space in my collection of the Straw Hats.
I need to figure out which Nico Robin statue I want. That's what I need to do. I need to figure out. I need to find one I like. Happy New Year, Slowbo. But let's chat about best and worst purchases of the year. So the way I figured this out in my brain is we're going to start negative and then go positive because I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So we're going to round table this, and we'll each talk about one thing that was our worst purchase, one thing that was best purchase, and then that way we just do one each of each category. So that way this doesn't take like forever because we could just rattle this off. So Kaus, let's start with you. What was the worst thing you bought this year? It can be anything.
That's hard. I was literally trying to. You're like, oh dang, you started with me. Shit. Best purchase.
I'm on the spot.
Yeah, best purchase I already thought of. Was worst. Let me see. 2023, right? And you said it could be. Yeah. It's just something I had to buy in that year.
It could be anything. Like if you had to like pay for health insurance, that could be your worst purchase of the year.
Wait.
But that's not fun. That's not fun to talk about.
I know, but it's still worst purchases.
I'm trying. I think it's games for me. I'm trying to think.
What's the worst game you bought this year?
Disappointed in. What did I buy?
Oh man, if you complained about any games this year.
Yeah, because you're always with me on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
and I would have complained. Yeah, because.
I feel like this year I didn't have any bad games because I knew what I was getting into with games. I got my game senses lined up.
The closest thing to worst purchase would be like, I think I paid for like a $1 gacha in Fate and got nothing.
Yeah,
so there you go.
That's valid. That's totally valid. Yeah.
Bad gacha, paying for crap gacha pools. Mm-hmm. There you go.
The fate of any gacha player.
All right, Ryan. What's your worst purchase of the year?
My worst purchase of the year I just got yesterday is actually figure arts Mario Bros. U Style 3. God, this figure sucks.
He's so poorly designed on top of the quality.
So I posted this in the Discord channel, but as soon as I opened the box, because Barnaby is a Vietnam Tamashi figure. I figure he's one of the first ones, maybe. So first off, he's just badly designed. Like I hate the elbows. Like the elbows, like.
I don't know how he has worse articulation than a figure that came out 11 years prior.
Like, yeah, he has no bicep rotation, even though there's room for one, and he has, like he has double jointed elbows. It only could do a 90 degree. He only could do a 90 degree, and his head can barely move.
I remember when I reviewed that, and I was like, "How do I fill time complaining about this thing?"
Yeah, but like the worst part is because since he's one of the first Vietnam factory figures, he just feels bad to mess with. like his joints squeak. And I hate hearing that because I feel like
Oh
something's
boy.
gonna snap. And essentially his elbow rotation. But the worst part is I move his left arm, snap. It snap off the joint.
Oh, that's
Because
awful.
not only for the quality, but it is designed horribly because Bandai
Did you bring that back or did you keep it?
I kept it. I kept it because but like pretty much like it's instead of using a metal pin like they usually do, they use a plastic pin internally
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
Is that
joint.
in the Toys R Us and more in the Discord, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so you
Go
don't have
check
to
out our
look the
Discord,
picture up.
which is in the link
Yeah.
below.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know who abandoned Tamashi thought to use a single plastic peg because it's pretty much
Yeah.
one peg on one arm and then a smaller peg on the other side of the forearm.
hmm
So yeah, I don't know who Tamashi thought that was a good idea. And so with combination of that bad design and cheap, pretty brittle plastic from the Vietnam factory, yeah, this one bent and snapped. I
Yeah.
managed to get it back together, but it's super loose now. Like
Mhm.
I think it's super loose now. Like
Well, you
like
kept it, so now I'm wondering, like, do you just put it in the box? What?
no, I keep it out because I got it because I got the Wild Tiger at the same time because I always wanted a Tiger Bunny
Mhm.
figure. So it's a figure I got out of obligation, and I kind of forgot about because I kind of forgot. It's been over a year since Sound's video
Yeah.
of him. So like I didn't know the design issues. So opening it, like God, he's bad.
I just realized
The
I
same,
never circled back and got Mr. Black and He Is Thomas.
like did they come out?
They came out. Like I was like, I'm not gonna pre-order. I'm just wait for them to like hit a second hand shot. Oh my god. Hey,
I didn't know they
Sarubia, do
were.
you have?
I didn't even know they released
Yeah, they
a
actually came
Thomas
out.
Mr.
I just remembered that I never went back and got them.
Is Macho? Did they release Magical Cat or no?
No, nope, nothing.
Also, they didn't even
See,
complete. They didn't even complete the new heroes.
nope, no magical cat.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Wild Tiger's great, but yeah, Barbie stuff. Like I don't like dishonorable mentions the figure art's power. I don't think
Yeah.
she's bad,
But
but I think
QC.
yeah, QC, because I think some of the design decisions are weird because I know they want to be anime
Mhm.
accurate to have the one her hoodie be like over her shoulder,
Yeah.
but like it makes posing weird, and yeah, it suffered the same fate where the Vietnam factory quality. It's so weird because I had it for months and she was fine, but then one
Mhm.
day, snap, the ball joint snap on the arm, and that's worse because that's worse. So now she can't move her arm anymore.
That's sad. You
Thankfully,
want to
it
know what
like
my worst purchase of the year was?
what was it?
You'd think it was like the box of Lightning Collection figures that all had QC problems. You think it would be Shin Ultraman's Blu-ray because that was hell in a handbasket. You think it was literally ordering anything from the Crunchyroll store because oh my god. No, the worst purchase of the year was Super 7 Ultimate's Bludgeon.
Oh yeah, you told me about it. He is a mess. You
He
told me.
if his QC was good, he would still be terrible. But on top of
Oh
being
really?
terrible, he has no stability in any of his joints. And on top, like he's super loose. I should have brought him out, but I just didn't feel like digging him out of the. I don't even know where to put him. Anyways, I got him because I really wanted bludgeon. I really wanted like a comic style bludgeon, and it was like looks great, but then he can't articulate worth a crap. All the joints clash into each other, and then every single joint is loose. And
Yeah, so
as
same
JoJo
because
Star said, the Legacy one's better. Yeah, I went out and bought the Legacy one. I wasn't going to buy the Legacy Bludgeon, but I was like, I have to get out of 2023 with a good Bludgeon, and so I bought the Legacy one.
the lazy one's like surprisingly really good.
Yeah. No, the thing is that, Cameron Meta brings a good point. And a couple other people, I think Stussy mentioned it. Justice League War World, as I'll talk about, is probably like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I
Oh
bought
boy,
it. It goes into a
that movie's
shelf. It
craptacular.
it adds to a stupid spine that's not continuing, but it goes into a collection and serves a purpose. The Bludgeon doesn't even serve
Jamie's
the
World.
purpose I bought it for. Also, hey, Jamie's World. Happy New Year.
So it's not just
yeah.
bad QC, but just design, engineering. It's
If
just
his
bad.
QC was perfect, he'd still be an awful figure, and that's my problem with it.
Yikes.
Yeah. Stussy says, got a frustrating purchase. Told myself I wouldn't buy a PS5 until the Slim released. Then they released the Spider-Man version, got that, and then Sony announced the Slim right after I received it. You might have lucked out on that because the Slim has this thing where you have to be online to use the disk drive. And that's kind of stupid.
Weird.
So
You did the right thing, I think, with getting the plates instead of just for the Spider-Man.
I got the original. I got original PS5, so I don't have to deal with that.
Mine's is launch, I think.
Yeah.
Close to launch.
I
Alright,
got
I'm
mine
gonna
in 2021?
You got
2021?
after me.
Yeah, I got it
Yeah.
after you.
I'm gonna read some of the chat
I got lucky.
for their worst things. So.
Yeah, the chat's got a lot of good ones. While we kind of mentally prep our best of the year, by all means, let's read some of the chat.
All right, so we got Hellfire. Worst my incoming laser
Laser
Memorial
Razor.
Razor.
Yeah.
Let's see. Slowbo, worst purchase was getting Pokemon Go Community Day because I got no shinies. Let's see. My Kaiju 1954, my LV Spider-Man 2. It's far from a bad game, but it was a bit disappointing for me, but wasn't entirely worth the price. Cameron met him. For me, it was food related. Waiting in an order line for one slice of pizza for like 25, and I wasn't fully worth the wait. Oh, that's the worst.
Damn. That's sad. You never want pizza to be a bad experience.
Jojo Star, by default, I get my worst would be the Rocket Raccoon / Groove Funko Pop ornaments.
Oh yeah.
If Infinite, the worst purchase of the year for me was the Lightning Collector Color Swap Pack. My Yellow Ranger is so loose in the knees he cannot stand at all. The best purchase was the NECA Turtles in Disguise.
Muteki says, "Do y'all want a slim?" No, it's not even that slim. And Spin Dash should correct that you can't. It's only has to be online when you initially start it up, but like it's still a problem in the future if you reformat it.
Toku Pump. Worst thing I got was Legend Strider because it didn't work. I pre-ordered, bought patches, and it didn't work. I had to hit the refund. Oh, that sucks.
Oh god, that's awful. I heard a lot of problems with Legend Driver. No, Dark Ounce was giving him issues too.
Oh, what is it? What a card reading issue?
Yeah, card reading issues. Master Ben said worst purchase Marvel Legend Medusa. I owned her for 1 week and she exploded on me, as Soundout saw in the Discord. Yeah, it was like the Buzz Lightyear image. Like shot from Toy Story with the arm, but it was just like Medusa just like splayed across his floor. That was sad. Toyotoma got a Mazinkaiser War Anthology book that literally fell apart in his hands. It was only $4, but the experience was horrifying. Yeah, I hate when books have poor quality.
I'm gonna take it to worst 2023 Series Mirage. I heard not great things about that figure.
Here's the thing. I'm going to do a video on the Rise of the Beast, but every team has a bad one. Rhinox is the bad Maximal, but he's still okay. Nightbird is the bad Terracon, but she's still okay. Barrage is the bad Autobot. He's fine. Like the worst I can say is he's fine. Like he's not great. Toma gifted a membership.
There's it.
Thank you, Toma. Let's see who it goes to.
Hey, who's the go-to?
Dr. Grid.
Dr. Grid.
Welcome to the memberships. Thank you, Toma. And yeah, Toma said we get 25 likes. That's why we got another membership gifted. So, all right. On that note, let's roulette it back around. Kaus, what was your best purchase of the year?
Well, this one's easier because I know it came out years ago, but the fact that I had to wait because Amazon canceled my pre-order all those years ago, I finally got that Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure art.
Oh yeah.
So that's my best purchase.
Oh, definitely.
I heard. I've been wanting to get that figure for a while.
He's really
nice. You know me, I'm all about the Super Saiyan 4s. Like I don't collect much. Like I have to have all, but I usually try to do that with Super Saiyan 4s, which means I got to get that Vegeta at some point.
Yeah. Psycho says worst purchase with Wave 12 Lightning Collection. I had to play ball so many times for replacements and Geets figures because of prices and $80 for £80 for a Hyperzector. Yeah, that's rough times.
Which one was Wave 12 again?
That was the Dino Charge Blue, Beast Morphers Yellow.
Dino Fury Green. Oh yeah, the Dino Fury Green.
That
green
one, yeah.
Disaster.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was Wave 12. Infinite. Oh yeah, I avoided the Kingdom Rhinox. I thought it looked horrible, and everyone was like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna stick with my Throne 30, and it looks better on my shelf."
He's not bad, but he's not great.
Yeah,
and someone owns it.
Cameron Metter says, "Gotta go for a bit. Be back. My best purchase was an acoustic guitar. Congrats on the guitar." Oh, awesome. Psycho says it was the Dino Thunder Yellow, Wild Force Blue, Lost Galaxy Green. Yeah, that wave also had problems. I had issues with all of those.
My Thunder Yellow's arm snap. Snap.
That was I think that 12 and 13 were the worst of the line. But
Mhm.
all right, Ryan, what was your best purchase? Pick one. I'm gonna make you pick one. I don't know. I'm being so forceful, but just
I had to be a tie. It has to be either Legacy Armada Optimus or Figure Arts Chainsaw Man. I have got
that's a good toss up.
Figure Art Chainsaw Man is like the most fun I have posing a figure art, though. It does hurt me trying to pose because he's so sharp.
I'm so used to my fingers being poked by figures by living in the McFarlane world too long. So, Chainsaw Man is not nearly as sharp as like half my Spawn collection.
Well, Figma's Dread Sam is another
Oh
runner-up.
yeah,
She's a great figure, also.
I just don't put her as best because bad at price point.
Yeah.
So I said my purchase of the year was the Sega Spider-Punk figure. Muteki said best Legacy Tarn. SJ4JS said best purchase was Legacy Evolution Nemesis Leo Prime. James World's best purchase of the Gaim DJ Gundam Muso Saber and Kachidoki and Kiwami Live
awesome.
Seeds. That's a hell of a good set. Legacy United counts 23 if you bought it in 2023. I mean, I could answer Tasmania Kid if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but you know.
Master Man run up worst Cybertron Series making sure that figure looks bad. I don't want to get him.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Let's see. Peacemaker says one of my favorite purchases would be the 52 Toys Beast Drive figure. Really fun model kit. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is really good. Best purchase here, King Oger. Kyle says I did manage to get all of God King Oger before the end of the year. It's like minor spoilers for like upcoming video, but I got all of God King Oger. That's probably one of my best purchases of the year. That is like an amazing set. But
do you like cluster mechas like that?
I love cluster mechas like that.
I love cluster mechas.
I love it when I can just pick up
Me too.
a robot and it's just like, here's my entire collection of mecha. Like here, like I can just go, here's all my Go On your stuff, and I'm just holding one robot. Those are so much fun. I hate when they're like, which line is it? Kira Major is one I don't have the deluxes of because everybody's just independent. They don't combine. Hate that. I want to see a Sentai mecha come together at the end, and like God King Oger's like this 20-part, like 5-pound thing.
If someone asks me which one you prefer, Don Oitajin or King Oger, I prefer say King Oger because Don Oitajin, while cool, he's kind of limited what he can do. Plus, I think all the comics just stink for Don Oitajin. They don't look good.
I really like Don Oitajin as a toy, but like nothing's beating King Oger. You know, it's just great.
On that.
Yeah, it's just I love everything they did with that. Spin Dash, yeah, the prices of DX mechas will put me away until I kept finding free shipping deals. That was a bad trap for me. Spit the Crow, good evening. Zenkai Cannon's fun. I like the Zenkai Cannon. But yeah, all the bugs, like combining God King Oger together is just...
It's got Ant the best mecha.
God Ant is the best mecha. I love God Ant. Size, oh yeah, Spit Dash, size is an issue. Yeah, no, it's the center of my collection room, is my mecha display. They're huge. I do like the mini plaws, but I just, there's something about DX mecha that just really works for me. Yeah. Oni Taijin was definitely the trailblazer for sure, yeah. I like that. I see, like playing with Don Oni Taijin, I'm like, I see how we got from this to King Oger. You know, like that's just how it kind of goes.
I think for me, Don Oni Taijin's like Don Oni Taijin for me is too big for my taste. He's like too big.
It's funny because he's literally taller than Zenroku Zenkaio. It's just this massive thing. Like it's taller than legendary Defender Voltron from Playmates. And it's like, how is this just a main mecha? He's just gigantic for no reason. Yeah. Let's see. Master Ben said best purchase 2023. Those funded in 2022 is Haslab Deathsaurus. Yeah, that's Deathsaurus is great. That Hiss Tank, I love the Hiss Tank. Psycho said best purchase is Turbo Red, Mezagog, Geats, Live 7. He got 7 CSM this year because he had money, and he got a nose driver finally and a Maji phone. Spin Dash says mini plow metallic Kiwami Oni Taijin is perfection. Yeah, that thing looks pretty great.
Off topic, I guess semi off topic, but it's still related. Like, because it's not a discussion. what was your
Oh, I was gonna say
what
my
was
best purchase of the year was technically God King Oger, but it's also these One Piece box sets because I've like come to just I don't know. I've been having so much fun with One Piece.
well,
Like it's
I mean
just
that's kind of
it's firing off everything in my brain that felt missing this year, and so
well,
like
yeah, that's actually a
yeah.
good game into. What was in 23? What's the best like new thing you got into, or like what was the thing that really you got back, like thing that happened to you that change not change your life, but more like like for me, it was
Mhm.
getting fully back into comics and manga. It's like I haven't really thought about comics in a long while. Then um having
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't, but having done a DCAU marathon, but also be
Mhm.
having a comic shop on the way to work has really gotten me back into comics.
It sounds like you're not only back, but you it feels like you've been back for a while already.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
your
no,
knowledge
like
your knowledge base
Because
is
you
there.
jumped, yeah, you
Yeah.
jumped in real.
yeah, like it was like it was like fully like it especially reminded me how much I do love
Mhm.
DC and such. So like even if like non DC is like not the greatest thing ever, I've been having really fun
Donna
reading it,
DC
like
feels
getting
like what Rebirth did for me. Donna DC isn't doing what Rebirth did for me because I wasn't out of comics prior to Donna DC like I was with Rebirth. I was out of DC before Rebirth, but like your enthusiasm for Donna DC makes me more enthusiastic about Dawn of DC, which is just kind of how like comics should be. You know, it's like it's a community
hmm
thing.
and like and this, and same with manga. Like I've been recently
Mm.
it was like during summer or like near fall I was getting watching more anime again, and I decided get the
Mm.
Shonen Jump app, and then accidentally binge most of Kaiji number 8,
That's
and
how
then
Soundout did it.
yeah,
That's
and then
it's
yeah,
all Jerry's fault. Like
Yep,
remember,
because I was like,
yes,
hey Soundout, you want to use my Shonen Jump app? And you're
yep.
like, yes, I guess.
That's how I
so
got into
yeah,
Chainsaw Man. That's how I got into Kaiju number 8. It's how I got back into One Piece. Like it was all because Kaus was like, "Hey, you want to share this?" And so we
yeah,
did it.
so
Yeah.
like yeah, so one Bleach and one Chainsaw Man box set and multiple like loose
Mm-hmm.
manga later. And I had to like I think the thing that got me back into it, we're not talking about like shows, but like the one of my favorite animes that came out this year is the series known as Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I love that series, and that got me back into manga. So yeah, that was like the
Oh,
big event.
what's that about? I never even heard of that.
Um, Pretty much, it's a you kind of zombie apocalypse like series, but it's not really focused on the zombies. More of like a bucket list series of we want to do this and that before we become zombies, while also being
Oh,
chased by zombies. It's a
That
fun,
sounds awesome. I
fun.
like
It's a
that.
fun series. Yeah. The anime just adapted the first 6 volumes.
Mm.
It's great, and I've been reading the manga after. Yeah, it's a fun series. So that was like the highlight of this year for me. It was getting back into comics and manga.
I've been thinking about this. So my highlights of the year. I got back into Sentai again this year after being out for like almost like I was not
yeah.
like out of Sentai. I was just kind of
No,
like
but
I don't care
you were
about
like,
Sentai.
I know you were.
I was,
And me and Willis were like, come on, watch Dawn Brothers. You're like,
I was
no.
like,
And then
nah.
we were like, come on.
King Oger brought me back, and then over the course of the year, it's just been like snowballing to the point where I spent way too much money on Mecha at the end of the year. Um, a
I
decision
mean,
I simultaneously regret and also appreciate that I did.
should we talk about the One Piece tower behind you?
I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Like, this has got to be the biggest thing I got back into. Like, I did not go into this year expecting by the end of it I would have read 40 volumes of One Piece, ready to read the rest, you know? Because this is the thing, and I've told the story, I think I've told the story in the manga tour, but I'll tell it again. It's like, I was into One Piece. I stopped reading it. I stopped watching it because Toonami ended, and I stopped reading Shonen Jump, like, around the time I started getting into, like, Toku stuff. And I just kind of like let One Piece just left my brain, like it just stopped being a thing for me. Whereas I like kind of kept with Dragon Ball and I kept with Naruto because like I had the double reinforcement of the manga and the anime. Whereas like I did not like the One Piece anime because of the 4Kids dub. Um, and so then like the live action comes out, like the live action's like marketing happens, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat. This looks cool. I decided to watch the trailer on a whim because I heard everybody talking about stretchy powers and stuff, and I was like, wow, that really is how Miss Marvel should have looked. And then I watched the trailer. I was like, that looks fun. And then I watched some of the marketing leading up to it, and then see you later, JoJo Star. And then I saw the live action One Piece. That first episode was like the key to the chest buried in my head of all the One Piece stuff that I had enjoyed, like that I'd left behind like 15 years ago. Like before I even did this channel, I was into One Piece and stuff, and it made me realize that I actually really did like One Piece. I really did have like favorite characters, and I actually like had memories for it, and it all just came flooding back like a tidal wave through my heart. And it all came back, and I was like, holy cow, what did I just miss out on for 15 years? And then now but now I'm like, now that I've kind of like gone, because I've refined my anime and manga taste so much in the last 15 years, from like the kind of scattershot catch-all it used to be to kind of like just really streamlined into it, that I just, it came back to me. I didn't expect to get back into One Piece. I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. But I'm so grateful that I have, because now that I know my preferences for anime, I didn't just go in trying to watch the anime. I knew I was never going to get through that. And so I was really happy to just get into the manga again, which is where I started with One Piece anyways, before the anime was even never brought over. And so, and it's like, and then it's just like snowballed to the point where I'm like, I got all the box sets and I'm reading everything.
And all the anime heroes.
And I got all the anime heroes figures, and I spent like $10 over Christmas and bought like 3 One Piece games because they were super cheap. And
Pirate Warriors.
Yeah, I got Pirate Warriors 3, I got Burning Blood, and I got Pirate Warriors 4. Because I had some PlayStation credit I forgot about. So I got like those, and then I also already bought Odyssey. I'm gonna wait to play Odyssey, wait to play Pirate Warriors 4. I need to wait till I get to Paramount War to start Burning Blood story mode. Even though I played a little bit of it to unlock versus mode. But then Pirate Warriors 3, because it starts at the beginning, I've been playing that and I've been having a good time. And anyways, I'm off track a little bit, but now I'm back into One Piece. Now I got light novels to read. I'm excited for light novels.
Oh, whoa, Shizrak Boom joined the Sun Squadron Captain.
Welcome, thank you, Super Shaddix Boom. Muteki says the guy got the Shooty Honey manga. I didn't know I was getting into when I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I didn't either. When I read about it, and I was like, nah.
Yep.
Yes,
I love the anime.
So you're
Happy
talking
New Year,
about
Super Shaddix Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, so you talking about Sentai, getting back to Sentai, that's me with Ultraman. Like I've been a little bit out of it because I didn't like Trigger. I didn't check out Deckard. I do want to go back and watch it. And Blazar is really like, oh yeah, I love Ultraman a lot. So much.
I haven't had a downswing on Ultraman yet. I've been pretty much just like since like 2018. I've just been like Ultraman. But I had this downswing of Sentai, and I'm back on it. It feels great.
What about you, Jerry? What about you? What was your big thing for this year?
Yeah.
Like,
oddly enough, getting back into all those MiHoYo games. Me, I don't have a problem with gacha. Me jumps right back in.
Hey, Nerd Channel, we were just talking about
PC gaming in general. PC gaming also.
Yeah.
I didn't know my laptop can handle things, but go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick for Nerd Channel. We've been just kind of talking about stuff that we got back into this year that we didn't expect to get back into, like me with One Piece, Ryan with Ultraman, Jerry with gacha games, PC gaming, right?
Yeah, PC gaming, because I knew my laptop could play games, but I never really. I'm like, it can't handle these games. And then Double R just recently was like, hey man, I'm gonna buy you a game for Christmas, and I was like, what? He was like, yo, I'm gonna get you Like a Dragon Ishii, and I'm like, I don't think I can handle that. My laptop's not strong. Hey, it's playing it. You know, wait a minute, if it could play this, then it could play a lot more. And I just started like getting back into a whole bunch of games.
Nerd Channel
Still in
got
my
back into
backlog.
Pokemon card collecting and Ultraman. Okay, Toyota Tacoma had this great comment. Said that's the best part of a long-running series. It follows through your mind as both it and you go through various changes, and when you return, it's like catching up with an old friend. That's exactly how it felt to be back on One Piece, to be back on that ship, and it just
Well, Yu Yu Hakusho, I guess.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, you read the manga this year,
I
right?
read the entire manga, then all of a sudden the live action comes out like right on time, right when I finish.
I gotta tell you though, I'm like, I need to finish Naruto before I start watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Like on my welcome Camera 64. Like I want to watch Yu Yu Hakusho on the Blu-ray set that I bought. But I'm like, if I don't finish Naruto, I will just sidetrack for 126 episodes off to Yu Yu Hakusho land.
Yo, not get off that boat.
I gotta get off that Naruto boat before I go off in like.
Don't be like a Berserk fan waiting for him to get off the boat.
Yeah, seriously. The Gargoyles boat arc was shorter than the Naruto one.
That boat arc in Naruto, I just skipped it.
I'm tempted to skip it, but I only got 10 more to go. I started putting it on while
you actually went through it. Me, I just skipped.
Play it 2 times speed.
I'm halfway in. The other day I was playing Cyberpunk and I had Naruto just running on my phone. I was like, I have to get through this. I have to get through this. Nerd Channel says I literally have the One Piece Jolly Roger hanging in my room. I have you can't see it because my camera's too low. I have a Tekkadan flag from Gundam IBO, but if I were to get a Jolly Roger, I'd put it up there.
You gonna raise that flag?
I might raise that. I should raise that flag and put like a One Piece Jolly Roger on it. Could I get Nico Robbins Jolly Roger though? Like specifically, that'd be cool.
I do see at Target they have like those model kits of the Jolly Roger. I might want to get for the collection.
Let's see. Spin Dash says I want to get those Naruto blues, but I want Viz to make a box set, 3-in-1s at minimum if possible, as long as it's not the quality of their 3-in-1 mangas. Is the boat arc? Takoto says is boat arc the most dreaded phase in manga? Yes, because I like a tournament arc. I like a tower arc. But boat arcs suck. They just do.
Like I said, ask any Berserk fan.
Mm-hmm. Mutegi says sound finish Naruto and ignore Boruto. That is exactly the plan. If I feel like it, I will watch Rock Lee's Ninja Pals. But I'm done after.
I love you called Summer King's Flower. It's just Boruto done right.
Yeah. Kyra 64. It was nice to see Luffy at the parade. Luffy getting a bucket hat at the parade was like the saddest and funniest thing I've ever seen. It was such a Luffy move for him to just bump into a tree.
Anyways, so what's next on our?
Let me put a poll up for our second activity. Because it's tier list. Second activity, DCEU tier list, or 2023 tier list. The other thing I was surprised I got into this year was Doctor Who. That wasn't planned. Yeah. That was like
here you are. You're talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, what it was I casually followed Doctor Who. I saw a lot of people talk about every time a Doctor regenerated, and I'd see clips and stuff. Like I saw Capaldi turn into Whittaker. I saw Whittaker turn into Tennant. I saw the clips on social media. Like I vaguely knew about Doctor Who, and then the thing is that like I saw the news that like they're doing these 3 specials and it's going to be on Disney Plus, and there was like Neil Patrick Harris was going to be a villain in one of them, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then my mom like watched the trailer for the specials, saw that Neil Patrick Harris was in it, and she was thinking like, because my mom's been thinking for years about watching Heisei Doctor Who because she watched all the show of Doctor Who when it aired, so she's like thought about jumping into it but hasn't done it. And then she saw the trailer, and then she's like, this looks really fun, but I should show this to my son because it's got Neil Patrick Harris in it. And then she forgot that Neil Patrick Harris was the hook as to why she wanted me to watch the specials to begin with. And then I forgot he was in it. And so we got to the end of the second special and saw the trailer. We're like, Neil Patrick Harris. And my mom was like, that's what I was thinking of. And so we and so that's how we got into Doctor Who, was because she was thinking about it, and she was just going to watch it on her own. Then she thought to include me because she saw Neil Patrick Harris, and then so we ended up watching the first special. And then I was like, I got HBO Max for $3 a month. We should go back and watch it. And so we start back at Exelston, and now we're working our way through it. And at the rate we're watching it at, we'll probably be done catching up before the next season starts. So
Yeah, it doesn't come into
Yeah.
spring.
yeah,
for
it's not
Nintendo.
till May apparently. So also, hey, my Downward Spiral, love that name, especially with a Sonic avatar. Also,
the
reason I'm skipping
RX-0
Boruto is I really care about the Naruto characters, but like I'm not getting attached to another set of characters. I've also heard it's
See,
bad.
RX-0. I got a cool Hurricane jacket and an amazing custom arcade stick belt this year. I think I bought a lot of cool stuff this year.
Nice.
You know what I love about Hurricane is that that gif of the hamster punch is always
Yes.
like floating around.
It
That's
left.
funny
It
you
left
bring
the
that up.
Toku fandom.
I check my Twitter because somebody posted
Mhm.
that GIF, and every now and then I still keep getting likes on my years-old reply to that. To that tweet.
the Shenmue.
Yeah, the
pic.
Shenmue. Yeah,
That's funny.
I keep getting likes. I'm like, what? That's old.
Because that gif keeps coming
Yeah.
around.
Apparently.
It has now exited the Toku sphere.
So speaking of things I didn't. So Doctor Who I didn't expect to get into, but now I'm like into it. And the thing. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else related to that. I'm glad Doctor Who doesn't have like a fruitful and long lasting toy line.
I mean, it does by Character Options, but it's not good.
Exactly.
Really, it used to be.
I said
it used to be
fruitful
good.
as in good toys. Like there's not like a Marvel Legends equivalent for Doctor Who that I have to worry about.
I mean, the Character Option toys used to be good, but now they're very not great from what I've seen.
Yeah. Muteki says, I don't know if people like the female Doctor Who because incels on YouTube. So female Doctor is just okay, right? Not bad, but okay. Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people that like Jodie Whittaker's run on as the Doctor was that she didn't have good material. The character was good. She had good performance, but the material she had to work with was not
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
snuff.
that's the thing. It's the Chris Chibnall era is not great in terms of writing.
Yeah. And so, that's just how it goes. I'll be fine, because I've watched every episode of Star Trek. Nothing gonna phase me now, except for a boat arc in Naruto. Which is funny, because I just realized all of Star Trek is a boat arc.
And you want to contend that One Piece is the boat arc.
It's true. I mean, then again, they don't spend that much time on that boat. If I'm being honest, like there was whole chunks of Alabasta they never even saw their boat. Daniel Falconer says, I've never looked if there are high quality sonic screwdrivers. While it's better off if I'd ever do. Yeah, Spin Dash can probably tell you about sonic screwdriver quality. That's how I'm talking about stuff. I might dive into the other British tokusatsu. I call Doctor Who British tokusatsu. It has all the same tropes.
I mean, basically.
Well, he's saying you must dive into another British tokusatsu. Like, is that
Spin Dash just said
Thomas?
most screwdrivers are essentially kids' toys. It is tokusatsu.
I do find it funny that the 15th Doctor Sonic screwdriver is not even a screwdriver, just like a multi-tool thing.
I know, right? It's I kind of dig it. All Star Trek is a boat arc. DS9, I say, in denial. You know what, Toyota? I just merged Toyota Tacoma into one word. DS9 is like my favorite Star Trek. So, Infinite says going Merry Death kind of ended a part of the boat arc. Yeah, I'm like right there. Like they launched the boat like out of Water 7, and I'm just like, oh, poor boat. Stassi says, if you really think about all of Naruto as a rescue Sasuke arc, yeah, most of it's prologue, a bunch of it's prologue, and then it's just the rest of it's a rescue Sasuke arc. Okay, poll's been on 5 minutes. It's a close neck and neck, but ending the poll, we're doing the DCU tier list. You ready for pain?
So I haven't seen Aquaman 2 yet. That's the only one I haven't seen.
We're not going to talk spoilers. This is going to go quick, guys. I have no interest in diving into this deep. I would prefer to just do this in like 10 minutes. Real quick. Muteki says One Piece is one long boat ride. One Piece is the new Love Boat. It's It's funny because like literally nobody's shacking up on that boat. Common Jojo says, "Do you want a Tiger and Bunny 3?" I'll give my same answer I always do. Would I take a Tiger and Bunny 3? Absolutely. Do I need one? Nah.
I think season 2 ended. Season 2, season 2 ended on a honestly really good finale.
If you replace the boat with a blimp, then you have the Battle City semifinals from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters.
They're right.
And on that note, let's do this DCEU tier list. So this, I put in the list every movie, including the alternate cuts. Yay.
Is Peacemaker here?
Peacemaker's
or no?
here. It's all DCEU screen media. I did make this public. Like I'll probably drop the link to this in the Discord if anybody cares. Let's get to it. Let's get it over with. You guys are free to chime in if you want. If you don't want, we can knock it out quicker probably.
I have some comments.
just jump in with small comments. I think it's time. I'm just gonna go. I have watched all these movies at least once. I own all of them on Steelbook except for Peacemaker because that was a show and they didn't make a Steelbook.
Man Steel.
Well, fair enough, right?
Man Steel, I will always say, is a movie I do not like, but is a well-made movie.
I'm gonna put it in A. This is one of those movies that gets better when you see the sequels. It's better because of BVS.
This one of the things. I think for me is like I don't like this world. I don't like how Richard Clark is, but I think it's a well-made movie. I'll always say that. I think it's a really good, well-made movie. I just don't like this incarnation of Superman in the world.
All right, Batman v Superman theatrical is a D, but I'm going to go controversial. I really like Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. The D, the theatrical version is just terrible because they cut out too much. Like,
it's too much.
You have to commit to a 3-hour movie with the Ultimate Edition, but like I get the vision. I get the vision of what this movie was supposed to be.
I'll always say this about Snyder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like his vision, but I will say they're well-made movies.
Yes,
is what I will always say about his movies.
The thing I really like about Snyder's DC movies is he treats them like Greek epics. And I really like that, like, care and consideration put into them. I didn't switch the pictures as I'm doing this. I forgot what we were doing here.
We're on Suicide Squad now.
Muteki, there is no canon. Okay, so we did BVS Ultimate. So Suicide Squad, this is the theatrical. Yes, there was an extended cut. No, that wasn't the David Ayer cut. Theatrical, it's a B. It's not bad. I don't hate it.
Really? I don't like it. I mean,
I like elements of. Margot Robbie's really good as Harley Quinn.
It's too messy.
She's not like a Harley Quinn you've seen before, but I like her version of Harley Quinn. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller's great.
I'm glad they're keeping her early. I think she's a great actress.
Oh wait. This is C. The theatrical C. The extended cut where Harley like psychoanalyzes everybody like an actual therapist during one of the mission scenes. That makes the extended cut a B. And it should never been cut.
Extended. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the extended cut. Clearly, that's on the one that was on Max. So I've never seen this one.
Yeah. Spindash says, "I wonder what the Batman versus Superman film was like in the world of I Am Legend." When I saw I Am Legend, I was like, "What?
Oh, that's right.
What movie is this, Warner Brothers?"
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I liked a lot of the things they had in the extended cut. There was also more Harley and Joker backstory, which was nice. Anyways, moving on.
I don't like this Joker.
People joke this is the one good movie. I don't know. Wonder Woman's like an A. It's an A.
I rewatch it. I remember liking it when it first came out when I watched it in theaters, but watching it again,
it has flaws. That third act.
It has a lot of I think as a World War I movie, I feel like it's not great. It's like I think I feel like it doesn't really talk about the actual stuff that happened during World War I like accurately.
Yeah, I did not appreciate the Ares was the cause of World War I and not that Ares was influencing the war.
Yeah, I hate
that. Literally, like they defeat, like she defeats Ares and then war's
right.
over, and I'm just like, okay, hold up.
Yeah,
that's how the history book said it. So no.
Yeah, they like to say it.
It's like Scar. It's like Scar in the Lion King. Once he was defeated, everything's back to normal.
Hey guys, have you ever seen Trash? I have. It's the theatrical Justice League.
Oh, this movie's horrible.
I mean, I watched it and I was like, wow, this movie pretty much sucks. And then after watching the Snyder Cut, I was like, oh, so they cut all the good and replaced it with a bunch of misogyny. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like again, even if someone doesn't like
How much?
Snyder's vision, it's it's horrible. This is really just butchers everything.
It's terrible. It's so bad. It's got its moments, but like the problem is I can't overlook the misogyny and racism put into the movie.
Yeah, those weedisms.
The weedisms and like God, the jokes of like Flash landing on Wonder Woman's boobs and stuff. Like,
I mean, it's already a sin for having Ezra Miller Flash.
I mean, also talk about being the most cursed cast in comic book history, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Jerry, you got any thoughts on this before we move on to the next one?
No,
that's pretty much what y'all said, bro.
Yep,
cool.
I mean, I saw that one in theaters too.
I saw it in IMAX opening day.
Oh, I saw it like a week after, I think.
Anyways, Aquaman.
Yep.
Do people like this? I like it.
I watched this recently. I love this movie.
It's a mess.
I love this movie. It's just stupid fun.
I don't remember much about it, but
it's just the most comic book movie. I love it. It's so
Spin Dash. I think the "My Man" line that made me wish he was Lobo was in both cuts of the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Jason Momoa should have played Lobo, but damn, that first Aquaman movie was good. It's also the most successful DCEU movie ever.
Yep.
It's also the only DC movie that's not Batman to make $1 billion. Shazam, that's also an S. That was a really solid
I love this movie. I said you after the talk of the second movie. I rewatched the first movie. Still love it. I think this is a heart close to my heart kind of movie because I love the themes.
The twist with Billy's mom is the greatest anime betrayal in DC history.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. No, I love that scene.
I liked it because it felt. It's a comic book movie, but also felt human, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you know? and this kind of sucks that the sequel didn't learn anything.
We're going to talk about sequels. So, like, here's my thing I noticed the DCEU. They could never execute a sequel. Because technically, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous, whatever, I don't care anymore. This is technically a Suicide Squad sequel.
I hate this movie. I couldn't stand this movie.
I like parts of this movie.
I never saw it.
It's going to go and see. I like parts of it. I really do. Again, Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn. But like,
to me, my problem,
everything around it is so wrong.
Yeah, no, it's my least favorite form of adult humor, aka just constant cursing,
and a lot of raunch.
And also and also you're looking back, I didn't mind.
It wasn't even violent too. It had its R rating simply because of how many F words it could squeeze into a sentence.
Yeah, looking back, cause I remember I didn't mind. I'm not too big on DCU Harley. I like Mark Robbie, but I wasn't too into how they write Harley in these films. But but I was thinking back, it's no, she was fine. It was everybody. I hated this Birds of Prey. I think for me, it's the greatest is Cassandra Cain, as someone who loves the character.
Cassandra Cain, Huntress, and Renee Montoya are just character name slapping. They just made new people and they slapped names. Dinah was at least a little closer.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think that the parts I went back and looked at it, right? I was like, the best parts of this movie were the action scenes. Because
Ewan McGregor
was a weird black mask.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think I think he could be a good villain actor, but I don't think this type of villain is really fit for him.
Again, it also wasn't even Black Mask. It was just crime boss. But I will say, the best parts about it, because they had David Leitch come in and direct the action scenes. The scene where Harley breaks into the police, what do they call it? The police precinct. When Harley breaks into the police precinct and starts using bean bags that explode into confetti, and that whole action sequence, that was great. Harley Quinn versus checkout lane at the grocery store, that was great. The big battle where they're kind of on this weird rotating platform, that was pretty cool too. Otherwise, it wasn't great. All right, so God, man, DC could not make a sequel.
Ugh.
Is Wonder Woman?
I legitimately think this movie's not that terrible, but it makes such a bad mistake by having Steve Trevor
that
take
can
over
be
a man's body.
boring.
Wonder Woman sleeps with
This
him, and then they
mo-
give him the body
Yeah,
back at the
gross.
end.
This Wonder Woman 84, it's bad. I did not like it.
Well, so you mentioned high wheels. He fell
Yeah.
asleep during this movie,
Yeah.
and I see why. Like we both were.
I
Ugh.
think
One,
for
it
me,
doesn't help that I was exhausted from the day before.
But let's
I
Two, it
think-
blame
doesn't
the
help
movie.
that
for
the
fun.
middle is boring as hell.
I mean,
Nothing
Yeah.
happens
again,
in the
I think
middle
the
of
movie would have just been like, it's fine if it wasn't for the fact that Wonder Woman, like the guy wasn't dead. The guy wasn't like, it wasn't like a dead guy, like they've done that trope
no, Steve
before.
Trevor possessing this.
It wasn't
poor
like Steve
innocent
Trevor
guy.
just came back, which I don't get why the Wish couldn't have just brought Steve Trevor back in his body. Like, why did he have to possess some other dude's body, and then they have, like, sex together, and then they just drop the guy's body off later, and I'm just like, that made this whole movie creepy and
why?
uncomfortable.
You want to know why they did that? This is why.
Because they
at
didn't
the end,
keep the screenwriter from the first movie that stopped them from making dumb decisions like that.
Because then at the end she sees the new guy and is like, hey.
I remember that.
And
Yeah.
I hated that
Also,
too.
like-
that was
also-
gross.
The whole final act was so. I can't. I laughed so hard. Where it's like, oh no, we had too many nukes. Launch them.
And
Too
also
many.
piss filter Middle Eastern scenes. Yay.
Oh yeah, that was filler. That was pure filler.
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal was good though.
Yeah, I think he makes a great Maxwell Lord. I just say wish he was in a better movie.
Moving on. Okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I say this with zero. I did not care if they ever released the Snyder cut. I did not give a crap if they released it or not. I was like, whatever, let's just move on. Like I wasn't on the campaign. But after getting it, oh my god, this was an actual freaking Justice League movie that should have been like a TV show. I don't mind a 4-hour movie. I cannot tell people that they should watch a 4-hour movie, though. And that's like the only problem I have with it. But I really liked
I will
it.
say this.
I liked it a lot.
I'll say this. It surprisingly didn't feel like a 4-hour movie when we went
It
to
did.
watch it.
If you're enjoying it, it won't feel like a 4-hour movie. But if you don't like the style of it, it'll drag. But like I watched it all in one go, and it did not feel like it was that long. And I was like, cool. When's the next one? Like it was great.
I didn't. My only because I think my favorite part of the movie is all cyborg stuff. He is the heart.
Yeah.
I think my least favorite thing about this movie is that whole flash forward to the dude. Like I did
Oh
not
yeah,
like
the
that.
nightmare timeline stuff. Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't care for. Mostly because we weren't going to follow up on it. There was plans there,
Yeah.
but like, no. But I
feel like
I love this movie.
Yeah, I feel like there was no point since at that point Snyder's vision for the DCEU
Yeah.
was gone at that point. So what's the point keeping that there?
But I appreciate.
I mean, Snyder's vision was gone as soon as he started making films. That's the problem.
Well, the problem was that as much as Warner Brothers said craft the DC universe, they didn't actually want Snyder's DC universe.
Well, yeah, because this is the problem.
Yeah.
Is DC Universe wasn't going to be good for the general audience.
Yep.
It wasn't.
It was
That's the
never going to be
problem.
mainstream. Exactly, that was the issue.
The problem is Snyder's kind of a crappy director. He's kind of a crappy creator. He only has a few good things to his name. And you put him in charge of the whole thing, and it's like, let's put an idiot in charge of like a big brand.
That's the thing is,
problem
I
with
think
Snyder.
he's a talented filmmaker, but he's got to be in small scale projects, or else you're just spending
he's
too
not.
much money
I
for
think
it.
Zack Snyder's the type of creator that I don't think should not be in charge of a franchise. He should be in charge of.
I say the same thing about James Gunn.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like DC to pick somebody that's like a creative producer, not like a filmmaker. There's a difference. Yeah, I don't mind the 4:3 IMAX aspect ratio. It's not distracting because it's the entire movie's presented that way.
Say what you will about Kevin Feige. I think he's probably I think they kind of hit the ball with Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
because
because Feige is not a writer, he's not a director, he's not an actor. He is a producer who has creative intention from being a fan of material to adapt it. Like, he wants to do the job, he'll do it long term, and he's got an idea of what he wants to do. The thing that derailed Feige was getting like his quota being bumped up to be like, oh, here, you gotta do these thousands of things. But we're moving on. I don't want to sit here and just like yammer on about a dead DC universe that doesn't matter anymore. Except for the fact we still gotta rank like 7 more things.
Well,
But regardless, I like this movie, but it cost way too much money for what it was. It's one of those, they shouldn't have made this movie, but I like what I got.
Do you think they regret doing this?
Oh, totally. They regret releasing this because now everybody's like Like the Suicide Squad guys, like my totally better version of Suicide Squad. I'm like, it's probably just as bad. I don't know. The thing is that I do think the funniest thing that the derail point for the DCEU was when Batman v Superman came out, and Warner Brothers was like, "Wow, people didn't like this dark deconstruction of this material that we cut a half hour of important plot stuff out of. We should pivot." And it was like, "Yeah, it's your second movie, and what the hell did you expect? It's a Zack Snyder movie." Like, Warner Brothers is stupid. That's the end of the story. Let's move on. Okay. The Suicide Squad is probably like one of the better made DCEU movies, and I absolutely don't like it whatsoever and have no intention of ever watching it ever again.
Which one is this one?
The James Gunn one.
Just James Gunn.
It's going into A for
was kind of
quality,
crap.
but I don't like this one at all.
I didn't like it either.
I thought it was in poor taste. I didn't like most of the characters they focused on. I hated the opening sequence. The opening sequence where they kill off all the other Suicide Squad, including like Captain Boomerang and stuff. Like I didn't like that whatsoever. Like,
I mean,
it didn't add stakes to the movie. It just made me realize that they didn't give a crap about anything.
I mean, it's one of those, that scene. I think you need. I understand I understand you dislike, but I feel like when they went overboard, because I think you do need to show some victims. You need to show why.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. I always want somebody to die in a Suicide Squad story, so you know that there's a thing. But the problem is they killed everybody on that team and then left everybody on the main team alive. So it didn't work in the way that, like, in the first Suicide Squad, the David Ayer one, they killed Slipknot early on, and it was like, oh, okay, so at any moment Waller could just be like, boop, and pop him. Like, that's the kind of thing that you want to have. Killing that entire like one team just as like a killing that one team just as like a oh look, anybody could die thing, but then like nobody else died, so that was kind of like my problem.
Also, man.
Also, I'm gonna say this right now: that Squirrel Girl level ending was bullshit.
Why, you don't like the rats?
I didn't like what they did with Starro either. When we're talking about poor taste, I didn't like most of the jokes out of Peacemaker's mouth. I didn't like. I don't know what's up with James Gunn. Like, loving Middle Eastern country.
Right now.
Let me finish. Wheels. Let me finish. The stuff with Starro is disgusting. The stuff with Peacemaker is disgusting. The stuff with, like the way he treated, like the way Waller was treated was despicable. I just hated the way they treated Waller. It is a great movie. Like, as a movie, it's great. As a DC fan, I don't like it. And also just in poor taste, I felt like there was, Suicide Squad stories work this great thing where you can like sympathize with these former villains, and I think that's great, but I didn't sympathize with anybody in this cast because they're all so horrible.
I think the only one that was actually kind of likable was Ratcatcher.
Yeah, and she felt out of place because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is, I looked at it and I was like, this is a good movie, but this is not a movie I like. So Wheels, go ahead and.
I was gonna say, John Cena's sucking dick for America is still the funniest thing I heard out of that.
I didn't be like, that's the thing with Peacemaker.
Outside of his quote of "I'm just better than you" when they first introduced him.
And I hated that too. I hated that joke because I was like, so then why do you have two of them on the same team? Just write it different.
Peacemaker is fully carried by John Cena's. John Cena. I think he's one of those. I think if he was a different actor, I don't think Peacemaker would have worked.
It only works because of John Cena. Yeah.
Because of do.
And so on that note, I didn't watch Peacemaker, and I have no intention to.
I watched half of it. I think it's better than the Suicide Squad, but I don't think you'll. No, I don't. It
doesn't matter to me how good it is, because I've heard good things, and I will not discredit its quality. Doesn't matter how good it is. I don't like Peacemaker, so I'm not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you didn't like Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad, nor that type of humor, you would not like the show.
No, and that's why I just skipped it. And it's like, again, I have no. If you guys I have no problem with anybody liking the Suicide Squad. I have no problem with anybody liking Peacemaker. I just don't. I recognize its quality, but I just don't like the character. I don't like, and that's why I'm like super hesitant about James Gunn's DC universe. Because I don't like, And it's funny when we get to the movies of 2023, like, you know, I'll be talking different, but I just didn't like either things.
Remember, James
Yeah.
Gunn's best movies were Scooby-Doo and Guardians 2.
I think
Hey,
Guardians.
Ron.
I mean,
We'll
Guardians.
talk about Guardians later. We got to move on. Let's
Mhm.
get to the end. We got some trash to walk through, guys, but it's not Black Adam. This movie's fun.
I don't think Black Adam, I think, is not as bad as people make out. It's not.
Is it a B?
Part of me feels like
it's so
I
bad it's
like-
good. It's
It
so
is.
bad it's good.
Someone
I
called it
haven't watched
Fast
it, but
and
I feel like I'd
Furious,
like it.
the DC movie, and I feel like that's exactly how to
that's
describe it,
accurate.
right?
That is a very accurate way to describe
Well,
it.
no, wait. Here's a question: who was a sex offender in it?
Nobody? Wait.
Okay, so then it's not the Fast and Furious.
Well, that's all alleged. You can't start calling people guilty until they're proven guilty.
I know I'm making the joke though.
I know, it's not a good joke though.
Well,
Anyways, Fast and Furious, the DC movie, right? Hawkman was
I think
cool.
it's kind of like fun popcorn flick. It's the most like popcorn flick the DC.
I enjoyed it.
has, I think.
I can say I enjoyed it, and I liked the way that
You know what that
everybody's
movie felt
powers
like?
looked.
That movie felt like it was supposed to be one of those like late '90s, early 2000s. We're just gonna take a character and poorly adapt them, and it'll still be fun.
Especially with a kid psychic.
Yep, totally.
It's like the fact that they were like, oh, we're gonna like, even though Shazam
Mhm.
exists, they were like, let's completely act like Shazam doesn't exist.
Oh yeah,
and
that
just
was The
do,
Rock.
Like, New 52 Black
He wanted Rock wanted to fight Superman, not Shazam, because Zachary Levi sucks. Yeah, I mean, I like the way everybody's powers are rendered, and hey, I got a Hawkman and a Dr. Fate in the movie, and I like the way
I love
they did
Pierce
them.
Brosnan as Dr. Fate in this movie.
Perfect casting. Aldous Hodge is great as Hawkman, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on. I've had a lot of time to think about this. Shazam! Fury of the Gods is like a B, and the reason why is that even though I liked it, and I like a lot of elements of it, it was lacking something, and I realized that it all lies on the shoulders of Zachary Levi. He is not playing the Billy Batson that Asher Angel is playing, and that disconnect ruins the movie.
Because in the first movie, it's a little more believable why he acts a little more immature.
Yeah.
In the first movie, but in this,
he acts more immature in this movie, even though Billy's had an arc of being
he's turning
more
18.
Mature. Yeah.
Here's the real question: whose fault is it? Because did Zachary Levi have that much control, or
probably
producer?
Because we're gonna continue. Because the thing was is that I felt like Wonder Woman 84 had a lot of Gal Gadot and not a lot of Wonder Woman. I feel like Shazam! Fury of the Gods had a lot of Zachary Levi. I did see all these in theaters except for one of them, which we'll talk about right in a moment. And the thing is I felt like this was just too much Zachary Levi, not enough Shazam. Right?
It's just a shame because I think everything else in the film works. I really do. Yeah. I love the rest of the Shazam family and such.
Everything works except for the lead character, and that's what causes it to collapse down to a B.
I don't think the villains are as bad as I think some people make them out to be. Honestly,
yeah, no, they're kind of generic, but they're fun.
Yeah, they're not bad. I think some people kind of overblow them.
Jerry, do you have any thoughts on this?
Have you seen it?
Do you mean Shazam?
Shazam.
Did I even see the second one?
No, we haven't watched that one yet.
No, I haven't. I only seen the first one. But from what you're telling me, it ain't like Black Adam where I'd like it anyways, I guess.
Also, for some reason they killed Brave the Bold Batman in it for some reason.
Oh yeah, they horrifically murdered Diedrich Bader for no reason.
I feel like ironically
I now need to watch this movie.
Black Adam, but
I now need to watch this. You gave me a reason to watch this.
There is, I would say, Fear of the Gods is worth watching. Unlike the Flash,
I was gonna watch it originally.
The Flash is trash. I should have added an F tier. I don't have an F tier, but whatever. This movie sucks. I'm sorry. Like there are people that like it, but like
you rewatch it recently?
You rewatched it?
Oh, can I sum up Flash for you?
Yes.
I love saying what I like.
Go for it.
Parade of Corpses.
Yes, exactly.
I remember when you first saw it, you thought it was okay. Did you rewatch it recently?
I did not rewatch it. I will not rewatch it. The longer I sat with that ending sequence of dead people resurrected by AI, I was like, it doesn't matter what any little things I liked about it were in there. This movie just sucks.
Then Nick Cage said he did a bunch of scenes for the film.
Nick Cage did a full dramatic face performance, and they CGI'd his face onto a body doing an action scene instead. And he didn't even know they were doing that.
They didn't emote his face. I remember right. They were just static.
Yep. freaking that movie sucks.
Also, like I hate like now because Ezra Miller sucks as a person, but I hate his Richard Berry so much, and having two of him makes it the most insufferable movie I've seen in years.
Moving on. Now we go to peak Blue Beetle.
The best. I rewatched this
Yeah.
a few days ago. It's
I want to see that one.
It's probably top 3 comic book movies for me. I love this movie so
This
much.
movie, I've thought about it. I watched it again. You know, I've watched it a couple times. I can say that, like, as a movie, it is not, like, 100% great. There are, like, problems with it as a movie. But on a personal note, this is, like, my DC movie of all time. Like, that's where it's at for me. So, like,
wow,
it's personal though. A lot of the stuff in the movie that like works for me comes from personal background related reasons, and so that's hard to like replicate for other people. But like, I think it's just a great movie, and I think the thing is it's the most tokusatsu Western superhero movie to ever exist.
I know like most of these movies do have practical suits, but I don't know. It feels more real with movie. Maybe because it has a lower budget than the rest of them.
They couldn't cheese it with CG. They had to go practical.
Miniseries.
What did you say about miniseries?
It's supposed to be like a miniseries or whatever.
No,
it was an HBO Max movie.
It was gonna be a Max movie.
Oh, okay.
And then they put it in theaters. It's great. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend watching it because that is a movie to watch.
I think what helps it so much, it's super standalone. It is the most standalone movie of these superhero movies.
It literally, like, I don't even know why we count it as DCEU. It's so standalone.
Yeah, because that's the good thing about it. Just people talk about, it could literally be in the new universe if you want, because there's nothing connecting it to either universes.
Yep. As the comments from Michael Keaton, I thought he was terrible in The Flash. I'm going to be honest.
He was just there to see. He was just catchphrase man.
He was catchphrase man. It wasn't even the same Michael Keaton Batman. It was a different universe. It didn't. That sucked.
What was the point? What was the point of bringing back George Clooney?
I don't know.
People want him. That's all.
All right.
Literally, people went to see it just for him. But yeah.
Yeah. Blue Beetle.
The reason I heard that they brought back Clooney was because
there was 3 endings. There was 3 endings with different Batmans. One was Michael Keaton, one was Ben Affleck. They threw George Clooney in because this universe isn't continuing. That was it.
Oh, you said Clooney.
Yeah. Clooney, they're like, let's throw Clooney in, it'd be funny.
And also, Clooney said he'd do it if there wasn't a suit. Having to put a suit on.
Because he was just playing Bruce Wayne, he wasn't playing Batman.
And this is the thing, as I've said before,
he would
have been a great Batman. He would have been a great Batman had they gave him a better suit and a better script.
Yep. Kyle, I would
pulled off both.
I would say that the Batman Brave and the Bold may not be trash because of the same director, because that director was following so many damn studio notes. The quality of the Flash is not his fault.
There's the Flash is the first movie I've seen in a long time that I couldn't feel any direct. Like I only felt studio mandate. The studio throughout the whole movie.
So, the DCEU ends on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. This is the only DC sequel that actually was good. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I haven't seen it, so how? Like, if you could do mini review.
Mini review. It's not perfect. It's not the way that like the DCEU should have gone out. Just like the first Aquaman, it's insanely standalone. Even more so, if you could just jump from Aquaman to Aquaman 2 and like didn't even need to know there was the rest of the movies existed. 0 references to the DCEU, which was fine. It's incredibly male heavy because of the whole Amber Heard situation means that Mira was like there but didn't do anything, and Nicole Kidman also didn't do anything. It's essentially like a buddy cop movie with Aquaman and Orm, but Aquaman is more Jason Momoa than Aquaman. Continuing a theme here with the sequels. The trailers didn't show you anything. There was a lot more in this than I thought there was. Black Manta was a good villain, even though I have some like minor nitpicks about him. The most Black Manta scene ever put to film is in this movie, which was great. And
I know what that means.
So did we get what? So that means we got what we got.
No, right? We didn't get a dead baby.
Oh,
damn it!
They didn't kill the baby. They put the baby in peril. The reasons why Black Manta takes the baby was also really underwhelming.
Okay, because remember, Soundout, the joke we had was...
I'll just spoil it. I'll just spoil it because LPH says it. So no one dies, boo. Literally no one dies.
No.
But that means it is kind of a fun, light action movie to watch. And I can't fault it for that. For what it is, it's good. It's not as good as the first one, but it's good.
Right? The joke was when the movie was releasing, you and me were like, "Yo, do we really want the baby dead again?" And you and me were like, sitting there for a good minute. We're like, "Yeah, we kind of wanted to have." You and me were like, "It won't be an Aquaman movie if the baby lives." Like we said,
as I said, if this movie kills the baby, it doesn't matter how much money it makes or how good it is. People will always talk about how they killed the baby. And if they don't kill the baby, no one's going to talk about it a week after release. And that's exactly what I see on Twitter. I don't see anybody talking about it anymore.
But surprisingly, did well, from what I understand.
People went out and saw it for Christmas and New Year's, apparently, which is fine. It's a good, action romp.
So yeah, it's one of the. There's gonna be another DC bomb, but like it did the best out this year.
That's the DCEU. Good riddance. I love DC, and I kept myself supporting of this. I gotta buy that Aquaman Steelbook, and I'm done. Like it's it. I'm done with the DCEU forever. I only plan to go back and watch like Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's like the movie I'll go back and watch.
And that's because it's standalone. You can watch it out the rest of the universe.
Let's just jump into 2023 movies because I want to get this rolling. You guys ready for this? Because I don't need to do a poll. It's their last activity, but I put together out of 145 movies I watched this year, I watched 40 movies that released in 2023. Now there are some exceptions. There are a couple of these that came out in Japan last year, but they weren't available till this year in English, so I just included them here because I couldn't have watched them last year. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're a liar.
Thank you, Liz.
Thanks.
All
right, guys. So without too much discussion, because we have 40 movies that were ranked.
You can rapid fire.
We're going to rapid fire these, because I feel like we talked about a bunch of these before. But here it is, the 2023 movies tier list. So starting off with Shin Ultraman, this is the first exception, because this came out in 2022. Just took till 2023 for, the US to get it.
Gaijin to get it, yeah.
Yeah. After much consideration, this is a nice B.
To get that shit out.
This is a nice B movie. My experience has been soured because of Cleopatra Entertainment.
I feel that's unfair because they were expecting that kind of home media release.
But so the thing is, I haven't rewatched it since it came out in theaters. But as the overall sense of all the movies I've watched since this, it's like a B. I think it's got a lot going for it, but I do think it has a lot of problems in the second half. I like it, but I can't say it's a favorite.
I think thinking back, I think I still preferred the next as a Ultraman movie. But I still really love this movie. I still really enjoy this movie a lot.
I think the ending is what bugs me. I don't like the ending as much.
I told Dark on the other day that I like both Shin Kamen Rider and Ultraman equally, but the problem is Shin Kamen Rider has the weird middle. Shin Ultraman has the bad ending.
None of the Shin movies. I think a lot of people glorify, especially Shin Godzilla. I think Shin Godzilla was good, but I think some people really glorify that movie a lot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Shin Godzilla is horrible.
Shin Godzilla is the most overhyped Godzilla movie I've ever watched.
Exactly.
We're just throwing hot takes left and right. Should I just put hot take time as text on the screen?
No, I'm just saying. Shin Godzilla, you're bad. You should feel bad, and you should have never won your two Japanese Oscars.
Shall we move on? Because I feel like we could hash out the Shin movies, but I like Shin Ultraman. I just didn't love it. I mean, I need to rewatch it. How do I rewatch it?
I mean, I really loved it, but I don't think you should ever watch the Cleopatra version.
No, never. I need to get that Canadian one.
What was it? Took you 3 discs to finally get it?
Exactly. You know what? I'm going to bump Shin Ultraman to an A. I'm going to bump it to an A. I think B's a little harsh.
I'll be honest with you, Soundout. Just go watch the poorly subbed one that I was telling Sean about.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for that Canadian release to hit.
Next.
All right, next. Legion of Superheroes. My favorite DC team ever. It was okay.
Wait, that was a movie? There was a movie?
Yep, there was an animated movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that happened.
It was the best. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even the best DC animated movie this year. I liked it. It worked for me. Not other people. Other people were like, "Why do we care?" And I'm like, "That's fair."
I enjoyed
it. The secret villain twist was a little weird for me.
I think for me, I just really like this take on Kara and the cast.
It was like the best Supergirl we've gotten like outside the CW.
I didn't really know. My favorite part of the movie is the beginning part where she's just trying to sail on Earth.
Yeah,
and
I liked it. It's not going to get any higher than a B.
That's fair.
As a Legion fan, I got problems, but it's not like Bendis Legion.
They mentioned Arm Fall Off Boy, at least.
They did. I feel like people just mention Arm Fall Off Boy as a gag now, though. Like, they don't remember his sacrifice. Oh, God. Talk about movies degrading in opinion over the year. Ant-Man Quantumania.
This movie got worse for me.
Every time I think about it, it just gets worse. It's a D. I walked out of the theater, I was like, that wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. But like,
is this movie kind of pointless now, thanks to Jonathan Majors?
No, yes. I don't want them to do Kang.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Are they still doing Kang?
They better not be. What actor wants to take on that baggage?
Exactly.
Just go to Doctor Doom already and just. I mean, even if they ruin Doctor Doom, like that'd be better than just trying to deal with Kang right now. All right, Ultraman Decker finale, Journey to the Beyond. This wasn't the best new gen movie.
That was a B.
That's a B. I wanted more out of it. Like, I liked the ideas with like Dinah and Dinas and stuff, but like then Dinas just got kind of like sidelined all the time.
It was better than the Trigger movie.
Yeah, but
that's not hard.
It's not hard. I mean, that's the thing with everything. Decker is better than Trigger, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Is it so? I mean, is it compared to the rest of the show? Is it as good as the finale or no?
Nah, I think the show ended stronger than the movie was.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, Shazam! Like Fury of the. Oh God, I forgot. I should have probably just taken the 4 DC movies out of this.
I mean, you don't need to talk about it, but
I don't need to talk about it. It was in B, right? Like, was that?
It was in B and DC. So where would be?
Yeah.
Get dinner, guys.
All right, it's B. Go for it. It's B.
I'm sure it's not in C, honestly, compared to the rest of the movie you've seen this year.
I mean, I'm just gonna rank it the same unless we want to put it in C.
I think just compared to the rest of the movie this year, I think C.
Yeah, I'll put it in C. All right. Okay. We're gonna keep going in order. Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham. That was an A-tier movie. I
need that. This is based on the Mike Mignola comic,
yes,
right?
the Mike Mignola where Batman fights Cthulhu.
I need to see this.
Oh, okay.
This movie's better than the comic because I read the comic and I was like, I liked what they did with the movie better. Really great, like Eldritch Abomination horror stuff. Really well animated. Voice acting was great. Great Elseworld story. Like, this is what I love about the animated DC movies, is doing these weird Elseworlds, not trying to do these connected universe things.
Yeah.
So, all right. Surprise movie of the year that I wasn't even planning to see until I saw the cast. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. That's a S-tier movie.
Baldur's Gate, the movie.
As someone that's played D&D in the past, but not extensively, I can tell the movie was written like a D&D campaign, and that's just beautiful. But on top of that, my mom, who's never played D&D, loved the hell out of this movie, and I think that just says a lot right there. You know?
Well, it's just a fantasy movie. It doesn't need to
It's a fantasy action comedy by the people that did Game Night, one of my favorite movies ever, so it's a win. I love it. It's really great. Toyota Kuma says, I watched Doom That Came to Gotham completely blind and was very pleasantly surprised. That's a way to do it. Like, just go into it and just enjoy it. I love it. Yeah, I recommend this movie, though. The trailers were terrible. Kyle mentioned, the trailer, in general, I'm just going to say this, trailers were awful this year for movies.
Yeah, they were.
All right, moving on. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, no. I don't know how this is going to go in the comments, but we got to talk about the Mario movie.
Oh, hey.
Can I just rank it?
I don't like. We talked about it when it first came out, and I rewatched it recently. Still don't like it.
I'm sorry, it's a C movie for me. Jerry,
really?
What'd you think of Mario, though? Do you got?
I only watched it twice.
Yeah,
I still like it.
I watched it twice too. I liked
There's
it. I just
definitely problems I have with it, but
all my problems come back to Illumination.
To me, it's a B.
I like
but,
that. I
Yeah.
like Downward Spire. Mario is a baby movie, simple as.
But
I think my problem with it is like things like, oh, we're teasing Yoshi as our post credits when we showed Yoshi.
I hate how they just silent Luigi.
I didn't like the illuminationism of it, and I didn't like the music choices. Oh, that's it right there. That's the thing that ruins the movie for me, is the fact that there's pop music in the Mushroom Kingdom. When it's in New York, I didn't care, but when it's in the Mushroom Kingdom, I was like, this takes me out of the movie.
Especially when the composer
I
actually
remember you
made...
explained it to me, because I thought it was just the director, and you were like, no, it was just the studio.
The director had to fight to get Van Halen's Jump removed from the final battle. He had to fight the studio to get Jump removed.
Yeah, because the composer made original tracks that got replaced.
Yep.
By pop music.
It's good for a Mario movie, I guess, but like I have notes for a sequel. All right, moving on. Here's one I'm pretty sure no one else watched. Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh, yeah,
Didn't even know that was out.
I remember that was coming. I didn't watch it.
I watched this with my mom one night. This is one of the weirdest movies ever. Disney's live action remakes have this thing of like they stick way too close to the animated movie, and you kind of ask the question, why did they make it?
Yeah, exactly.
This movie speed runs the original Peter Pan's plot, and in the second half does some batshit crazy revelations about how characters work together. And I was like, man, I wish the second half of this movie was the entire thing. Like, hey guys, I'm just gonna spoil it because it's been out for months, and this maybe will get people to watch it.
I ain't watching it.
So here's the thing. Captain Hook was one of the Lost Boys. Captain Hook was Peter Pan's best friend, and he left to go home to his mother, and then he came back. That's why he comes back as an adult, and that's why their rivalry is so strong, because Peter is mad his best friend left him behind.
Honestly, it sounds I wish that was the theme.
Right?
The problem with the Disney, I think you just said the problem with the Disney remakes. That is they too focused trying to be a remake of the original anime film instead of trying to make a new take on these properties.
Yep. My other problem with the movie is the fact there's no songs in it, and its color palette is gray.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. It looks so dull.
Gray?
But I gotta tell you, the plot revelation of Captain Hook was Peter Pan's best friend, and it's like a bitter old rivalry. Like that was something that I was like, whoa, they had ideas, and they got stomped out by Disney, I bet. But anyways, that movie, it's like a C, but it saves itself from, if it was just a remake and it didn't have any of these new elements in it, it would have been like a D. But like, it was like, I was like, oh, hey, there's something here. There's actually something here. Oh, and Tiger Lily was a badass. Loved her. That was cool. They did right by Tiger Lily, I think. Okay, another 2022 movie I couldn't watch till this year because reasons. Kamen Rider Geats, Kamen Rider V-Vice, movie Battle Royale. Surprisingly, like the most important Geats movie to ever be made because they kept referencing it in the show.
Yeah, which was the kind of problem for us.
Yeah, exactly. The nice part is they waited till after the show was out on Blu-ray in Japan to start referencing, or they waited till the movie was out on Blu-ray in Japan before they started referencing it. This was good. I'm gonna put this in A. It was pretty good. I thought it was a good crossover between Geats and Revice, and they randomly threw Ryuki in there because. But I thought it was good. I thought it had.
Did they brought back the actors or just suits?
They brought back the actors for Ryuki, Knight, and Oja.
Okay, so it wasn't just
yeah, it
suits.
wasn't just suits. Yeah, so I liked it. I thought it was really fun. Oh god. Oh, the emotional stress I had watching this in the theater. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Just rewatched this last night.
It's so good, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
I
mean, this movie.
This is the best James Gunn movie I've ever seen.
This movie kind of gave me a little more faith in Gunn's DCEU. I think this. I think he can do the emotional stuff very well.
He can,
very well. So.
He really can, and it's just he's got to get out of his own way. He just got to get out of his own way. This was the best Marvel movie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie. I was stressed. Legitimately, I've never been so. I've cared about these characters too much, but I was so stressed in the theater. Like, anytime somebody took physical damage.
Also,
I was like,
making me
no, don't die on me. I was
Also-
stressed out, and I watched it again a second time, and I was like, okay, it's still a good movie. I was just really stressed.
Also, actually making the High Evolutionary a good villain.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I love this movie. It's my favorite Guardians. It's also the one that's the most tonally consistent with the comics for Guardians, which is nice. I loved it. All right, Fast X. Just like we did Fast and the Furious, the DC movie, it's going in B because it was.
Is this the one with Jason Momoa?
This was the one with Jason Momoa. If the rest of the movie wasn't kind of a mess and they didn't leave us on a cliffhanger that they have not filmed a next part to,
Because of strikes.
the thing is, they hadn't even planned to shoot the next movie. They were just going to write it after this one came out. Anyways, Fast X, Jason Momoa should never play good guys ever again. He is such a good villain actor. He's the best live-action portrayal of the Joker I've ever seen. Even though he wasn't playing the Joker. He was just incredible. I was like, put this man in some white makeup and give him the Lobo part right now. Because he really could do it. He was amazing. So yeah, it was supposed to be a two-part of Fast X and Fast 11. And then the strikes happened. And then they just haven't followed up. I don't know when it's going to shoot. And then, like, Vin Diesel's into, like, a scandal now. And I'm like, they left it on such a cliffhanger where, like, I don't know how they'd resolve it. It's a little too good of a cliffhanger. I love this franchise. It's so stupid. I love it. It's like the dumbest movie series of all time. And
I love
so
the Japanese names for.
The Japanese names are so good, too.
What's the Japanese name for this?
Wild Speed.
Wild Speed.
Yeah. No, the Japanese names are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the characters, too. And I laughed hard at the ending, though, when Gal Gadot rolled up, and I was like, you're supposed to be dead, but it's not like you're busy doing Wonder Woman.
Question, the electric guitar playing in the background when she showed up?
No, but close enough to it. Also, she, like, died by falling out of a plane and landing on a tarmac, and I can't wait for them to explain it. That's probably why it's taking so long to shoot the movie, because they need to figure out how to explain how Gal Gadot's not dead. Yeah. Fast X's title specifically Wild Speed Fire Boost.
That's a, like, shonen kids anime name right
I
there.
know. And here's the thing. Fast and the Furious is the most shonen Western film franchise in all time. All time.
Yep.
Characters die and come back. Every villain you meet that you don't kill ends up becoming your friend. Everything has to be ramped up every movie. You could do top 10 anime betrayals and it's all Fast and the Furious moments. I love this franchise. It's so dumb, but I love it.
Next.
Shin Kamen Rider. You know how I talk about sometimes these rankings are affected by personal feelings, right? Is this an S tier movie on a movie scale? No. Is this an S tier in my heart because, oh my god, Anno loves the original Showa Kamen Rider as much as I do? Yes! 100% yes! I love this movie because it's cut from the same cloth my brain is for how you should shoot tokusatsu stuff with Kamen Rider. It's the core essence of the Showa Kamen Rider filmmaking experience, and I love it.
Watching this,
I look like a crazy man on camera.
Watching that alongside, like, literally looks like Black Sun really shows where I'm just so tired of the current way Toei films Rider, and that's why I have not got back into it because it's so stale. It's so stale now.
This is like, it's got the sauce, it's the peak, it's raw, like what are all the other stuff? Whatever the other words people use. I loved it. Alex Esper says, what do you think about the entire Shin trilogy? Shin Rider's my favorite. Shin Ultraman's the second favorite. Shin Godzilla is like ways down. But it's backwards release order. God, I saw this in a theater. I cried because I was watching this amazing like stunt work and action choreography on screen, and I was just like, it's so good.
I think my only complaint for the movie, which I think the pace is a little wonky in the first
the pace
half.
was wonky as hell.
I think the second half onward, like once Ichimonji appears, I think the film. I think that's when the film clicked for me. Once Ichimonji.
Can I blow your guys' mind a little bit from a tweet I saw?
What?
I guess.
Someone said they were watching Shin Kamen Rider with a family member, and they said, when you look at it, Shin Kamen Rider and Scott Pilgrim have the same plot.
Like
Boy meets
the
girl,
comic.
girl says you need to go fight all these guys before you fight this big boss. It's so great. Anyways, what were we talking about? Shit, the movies. I could go on about this for hours. All this movie. All right, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is like 2 days later. I saw so many movies in June.
I rewatched this yesterday. Also, still, amazing movie.
I believe that's what they call instant classic.
Yes,
yeah.
instant classic.
I will always defend this film as a whole movie. Does not. I don't think like there's
anybody that says, "Oh, this is only half a movie," needs to say that about Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Or any other movie that ends on a cliffhanger.
They missed the point because the point of the movie wasn't just to stop the spot. The point was Miles and Gwen's character arc in this movie, and they fulfilled them at the end of the movie. I love this movie. It's so good.
Spin Dash.
Really hope.
Real quick, Spin Dash said his theater had everyone singing "Let's Go Kamen Rider" Kick together. That is amazing. I was the only one singing in my theater.
And the only hope that they take their time with Beyond.
Treat their artists right and stop being perfectionist little shits.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. And I was really worried they'd screw up my favorite Spider-Man, but they got good old Grumpy Miguel just acting all grumpy. They didn't make him nice. I appreciated that. Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
I love it. It's one of those movies that you could tell me it's a bad movie, and I would agree, but I love this movie.
Same here.
That movie is funny. I didn't watch it, I heard it through wheels of speakers when he was watching with his dad. And just from that, though, I can say I really liked it, just from what I heard.
Just from what you heard.
But yeah, Rise of the Beast is a messy film, but I like it a lot.
It is my favorite live-action Transformers movie. Sorry, Bumblebee. Sorry,
it's the most Transformers movie.
Yeah.
That's why I like it a lot. It's a Transformers movie.
I clapped in the theater with the G.I. Joe reveal, guys. I want you to know.
Oh, I know.
Because I've always wanted Transformers and G.I. Joe in the same universe.
For me, it was when Primal said, Cheeto, Rhinox, Maxim. Like, I cheered when he said
I
that.
shed a single tear. I shed a single tear down my Beast Wars nostalgia face. Anyways, no, it's got flaws, but I've seen it like 3 times already this year. I enjoy it.
Same.
All right, you know what's a movie that was really good that had like awful trailers? Elemental.
Yeah, Elemental.
I wasn't interested at all for those.
Dare I say S tier movie?
I still need to watch this. It's one of the things where the marketing really failed this movie. It's honestly a miracle.
The marketing plays it up as like the Zootopia-esque, oh, look at all these goofy things that happen together. And it is a Romeo and Juliet style love story followed by a subtext about immigrant communities and how they function in big cities.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking great.
I'm really glad this movie got a comeback.
It did.
During the summer.
I highly recommend. The thing is too, this is a very specific thing, but like this movie works especially if you are part of an immigrant family or are deeply involved in your personal life with an immigrant family, because a lot of the themes will hit a lot harder. Really liked it. It was really good.
I'll tell you.
The marketing would not tell you anything. I went and saw this instead of Flash. Actually, the reason I went to see it was to spite Flash. I was like, I'm not going to go see Flash. I'm going to go see Elemental. And then I walked out of it. I was like, oh my God, that was a beautiful film.
I think a lot of people did that.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for me to put my bias hat on? I like Dial of Destiny. I did.
I haven't seen this movie yet, but I feel like the hate for it's kind of forced. I haven't
seen a lot of the hate is forced, because see you later, Dawn and Ranger Power. A lot of people hate this movie for reasons that they should hate the other Indiana Jones movies. And the thing is, too, people are like, oh, this and this and this. I'm like, y'all never seen Young Indiana Jones, and it shows. Nothing in this movie is as outlandish as anything that happened in Young Indiana Jones, like when he killed Dracula. This is an A. It would have been an S if it had something transition from the Paramount logo into a no, that's a petty reason. It needed a little more Marion. and that was probably my only real
The
complaint.
best reason.
It's reasonable. The opening train sequence, oh, I could watch that on a loop. That was the best use of de-aging technology I've ever seen in my life. Man. Anyways, I want the franchise ending there because I thought it was a good ending.
Do you think it's a good ending?
I think it's a good ending. People were like, "Oh no, why is Indy sad and depressed now?" I'm like, "Look, you do not understand how much this man self-sabotages. He is a self-sabotaging person, and it is consistent with his character that anytime he has a good thing, he screws it up, and that's why he's lonely and alone at the beginning of the movie because he screwed things up with people because that's what he's always done, you know." Again, I just don't feel like people pay enough attention to the movies when they're talking about this and stuff. And it's like, this is consistent with everything in the Indiana Jones franchise, including Young Indy. So anyways, I think if I were to rank the Indy films, it's like Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple, Dial of Destiny, Crystal Skull. But I'll still watch all of them. Like if I have a sick day, I'm just going to put on an Indy movie because they make me happy. All of them. Even this one's a little sadder, but like it still makes me happy. I saw it twice in theaters. I actually haven't watched my Blu-ray yet because it only showed up like a week ago. But
I'll say, I'm sort of related, but I love the fridge joke in the last indie video.
Oh, thank you.
I meant just even made the fridge.
They even made the fridge.
That should be the build artifact if they made a crystal skull wave.
And it's like you open the fridge and there's a skull in it.
Yep.
Oh, also, because I don't want to talk about too much spoilers, but like the reason why Mutt isn't in the movie is consistent, and the reason why Indy feels so bad about why Mutt isn't in the movie is consistent with things that what happened in Young Indiana Jones with Indy, and I think that was a really, really nice parallel that most of the audience won't get, but for those of us that have watched everything, it's like, oh wow, that hits really hard. Like that was when the movie didn't get me to cry too much. But there was like one scene in particular that got me because of the Young Indy connection. So
makes sense.
Barbie, the biggest movie of the year. This was like
this
is the rare time that like the highest grossing movie of the year is also like one of the best.
Yeah, I saw this just 2 days ago. Yeah, I love this movie. I love Barbie's Existential Crisis. You know what my favorite gag in the movie is? Is when the Mattel crew was traveling through getting to Barbie Land in that transition when they're on that bike.
Oh yes.
I love that scene.
Mm-hmm. This was a great movie. Like this was I thought just I don't know, I just thought it was great. Muteki, what happened to Short Rounds that nobody knew where Ki-Hue Kwan was until after they filmed Dial of Destiny and he got his resurgence with like Everything Everywhere All at Once and all the other stuff he's doing. It's probably like the one hanging thread of Indiana Jones is what happened to Short Round. But anyways, no, Barbie was just amazing. My mom was like so excited to see this. I was excited to see it. We all went out. My mom brought her Barbie dolls. And my mom was like, so it was like me and my mom, my dad, my best friend, and it was like my mom was like, I took 3 men to a Barbie movie and we all cried at the end.
Is Ken enough?
Ken is Ken enough. We're all Ken enough. You know? Mm-hmm. We're all
you know what's my favorite, you know what I love thinking about this movie is for Mattel. Because they probably don't have the license or any other Mattel products. Mattel just the Barbie company.
Found those entertaining Mattel products.
Yeah, they're just the Barbie company. There's no He-Man or anything else.
There's no He-Man, there's just Barbie.
Yep. Psycho O's, Digimon Survive and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, they're both good, but do you like turn-based RPG and story and Cyber Sleuth, or do you like depression and light novels than Survive?
If you like gameplay, play Cyber Sleuth.
Play Cyber Sleuth, unless you like reading novels, in which case Survive.
Which I still need to beat.
Yes. Cyber Sleuth's great, though. Especially Complete Edition. Anyways, Barbie's just an amazing movie. I mean, we could go on about it, I think.
I mean, we have John Cena, Shang-Chi.
Have you seen Barbenheimer?
I didn't. That's the thing. I did not watch Oppenheimer. Because you know what?
You didn't become Death Destroyer of Worlds.
I didn't do what Godzilla did. See, Godzilla went and saw Barbie and Oppenheimer, and he came out bigger and pink. Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
No, I didn't see Oppenheimer because I just wasn't interested in it. I first of all don't like Christopher Nolan movies. Personal thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nolan, it's kind of.
Second of all, I just wasn't that interested.
Yeah.
I if I need nuclear storylines, I can watch Godzilla.
Here's the thing: Barbie has Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Shang-Chi, and the Doctor in it, and
Yes.
probably a lot more.
a lot more. But yeah. So anyways, Haunted Mansion,
Now, you said this was way better than the
the Eddie Murphy,
Murphy
one.
one.
Yes.
By miles, right?
The
Like,
Eddie Murphy one is a slapstick comedy that makes fun of the Haunted Mansion lore.
that one's more true, right?
This one is more. This is not only more true to the lore; it's a dark comedy, which is more in the
So it's
tone of the
supposed to be.
mansion. If you're noticing the shirt I picked for today's stream, the Haunted Mansion is my happy place. I love the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland specifically, but like the Haunted Mansion, the lore, the characters, everything. Like I want to go to Disneyland next year, and it's seeming like the mansion's going to be closed for most of the year, and that already has made me sad, and I haven't even made a trip plan yet.
You said this when the film came out, but this is your Mario movie because I feel
Yes.
there's a lot of people really don't like this movie for some reason.
This is my Mario movie because there's people that are like, I can ignore every problem with the Mario movie because it's a good adaptation. It's faithful enough to the source material that I enjoy it. Right. That's a lot of people said that with the Mario movie. This is it for me. Like for me personally, this is like it's not an S tier, but it's like an A ranked movie because like regardless of, it's not a perfect film and like, the humor style may not work for you, but like as a fan of the Haunted Mansion, this felt like I was watching a movie about the Haunted Mansion. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And I was sad it came out in July. It's just the wrong time of year for it, but and like a week after Barbie too, which was just, but
yeah, you're just asking it to die.
and also on top of that, I thought the cast was great. Like I'm officially a fan of Lakeith Stanfield now, who I didn't even know before this movie, but now I'm like, anytime he shows up in something, I'm like maybe I'll watch that because he's in it. Takeuchi Koma says I watched Oppenheimer the same day as the Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover dropped early, and when Jack Quaid started playing the bongos, I recognized him. I felt like I was having a targeted hallucination. That's me seeing Jack Quaid in anything.
That's a good way to describe it.
Targeted hallucination.
All I hear is Superman.
I watched the Lower Decks finale and the first episode of My Adventures with Superman in the same night. that was a lot of Jack Quaid. There also, my theater runs this ad about silencing your cell phones and has clips from like Prime Video stuff, and like one of the clips is from The Boys and it has Jack Quaid, and my mom always looks at me and is like, "Hey, it's Jack Quaid." She's like, it's funny. It's funny. We met Jack Quaid at Mission Chicago, and she's like, I didn't even know he was Meg Ryan's son at that time. Now that's just a cool fact. Downward Spiral. So Keith Stanfield's in Atlanta. I've heard good things about Atlanta. I might need to actually watch that.
All right. So what's the next movie?
Next movie is Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Peak.
I rewatch this also. This is still a great movie.
Real quick, Alec Ashbourne says, what did you think about Muppets Haunted Mansion? It's still okay, Muppets Haunted Mansion might still be my favorite Haunted Mansion adaptation because it has the Muppets. And I love the Muppets. You put the Muppets in anything.
That's a disadvantage. That's a disadvantage for any other version of the
exactly. The Muppets Pirates of the Caribbean needs to happen, and the fact it hasn't is ridiculous. But anyways, Mutant Mayhem, amazing movie. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
I really can't wait to see.
It's on Blu-ray, right?
Yes.
Yep, it's on homie. Yeah.
That's
Guys, I just got an idea. Do Muppets Pirates of the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. Have Johnny Depp in there, but as actually Johnny Depp on the ride or whatever with them.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Have him just be Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp.
Like when Quentin Tarantino just showed up in Muppets Wizard of Oz. I just pulled the most random reference I could have right there.
I mean, if you want to have random reference, like it would be like saying how I always bring up how like Ray Liotta is like one of the only like 3 I think Muppet movie cameo actors to like be in like
multiple
2 or 3 of the movies.
Yeah.
Like because like I think there's only like a few actors that have that name to them saying like they cameoed in like 3 of the movies or 2 of the movies. I think Mickey Rooney's like one of the other few guys.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Hey, it's Blue Beetle. Hey, it's S. Anyways, hey, it's Flash. Hey, I have an F tier. Okay. Oh God. Oh, I've talked about this on streams before. Justice League Warworld, if you've never seen it, don't.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
the it's.
spectacular. Like
I say this with no like shred of anything. This is the worst DC movie ever made.
it's from what I remember you explaining it to me. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half of nothing. And it's all like a Crisis setup, and from the first trailer to Crisis, it seems to reference nothing that happened in this movie.
So filler, the movie.
It is worse than AI Corpses because at least the Flash had a story. This was a filler movie.
Dang.
This
Man,
was a filler movie.
Let me see if I can clip that. This is worse than AI corpses.
All right. I didn't catch the still hit Blu-ray, but The Little Mermaid was good. I'll put that one in A. I thought that was pretty solid.
I heard that's one of the better of the Disney remakes, which isn't that's a low bar, mind you, but still.
I don't like Disney remakes. I don't like the concept of live action remakes. I liked Aladdin though. I also liked The Little Mermaid. Scuttlebutt was the part I didn't like as much, but I thought that Melissa McCarthy could have played this thing like an SNL sketch, but she actually did a pretty good job. Halle Bailey was really good as Ariel.
Her singing's amazing.
Her singing is amazing. Javier Bardem brought a lot to King Triton, I thought. Prince Eric wasn't a flat piece of plastic just standing around doing nothing. He actually had an arc, and him and Ariel had things that they had in common besides the fact that the plot says they have to get together.
Hey, look, the original one was switched with Spider-Man.
Yeah. But anyways, no, I liked it. The realistic fish were a little boring, but like it's not bad. You know, it's not perfect, but I thought it was pretty solid. And for a Disney live action movie, that's the best you can get out of me. All right, talking about things I didn't expect to see, but you know, it happened. Five Nights at Freddy's. I
was really shocked.
I have less than zero attachment to this as a franchise. I just went because Jim Henson animatronics. Like Jim Henson Creature Shop did stuff on this, right? Yep. And I was like, oh wait, the animatronic characters are 90% practical. I'm in. This was a solid A movie. I was really surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be good. I wasn't expecting to care, but I actually really like this movie.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
As someone who likes the franchise, it's great to hear someone outside the franchise liking this movie.
Oh, when Game Theory guys showed up, I chuckled.
Matt Pat?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Matt Pat was there as a waiter, and I was like, all right, that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, again, I didn't expect to enjoy the movie that much. My friend was like, you want to see it? And I'm like, practical effects, let's go.
Do you know why Matt Pat's called Ness?
Why?
Because Scott Coffin said that Matt's character must be made mess. The joke about that stupid deer he did about Sans' Ness.
Oh, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, Matthew Lillard was great too.
He was great.
Yeah, I
know most people know Matthew Lillard for Shaggy, but I remember him back in the Scream days, and he's a great horror
actor. He's not just Shaggy. All right. Speaking of movie, oh God, Renfield. Where do I start?
I heard mixed things about it, but
okay.
How do you feel about this movie?
Nicolas Cage is a great casting as Dracula. He's really great, and he got totally wasted in this movie. So that was weird. Nicholas Hoult is a great actor that is good at playing weird guys, but this is one of those movies where the humor doesn't always work. And Ben Schwartz being a mob boss was kind of a funny like visual for me. But there is at the beginning of the movie, Renfield's at group therapy, and he talks about how like Dracula basically put him into an abusive relationship, which I thought was a really interesting premise to go off of. And they had this montage of scenes where they inserted Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage into the original like Bela Lugosi Dracula film. And then everything was downhill from there because that was the coolest damn thing they did in the movie. That's a D. I watched it and I was like, eh.
That's what I hear because I hear the movie's not awful, but it's not great.
It's not great. The thing is, I wish I could love it more, and maybe I'd love it more on a rewatch. But I wish it was more focused on Renfield and Dracula's like dynamic, as opposed to like Renfield trying to have a normal life and then Dracula occasionally popping up to ruin it. And I have no idea why it had this whole side storyline with Awkwafina as a cop that was trying to deal with this mob boss and everything with Ben Schwartz. That was just weird. Like I was like, why is this why is there like this like criminal organization that needs to be taken down plot in this movie? Like I really wish it focused in on the Renfield and Dracula stuff. Aquafina was good in it though, and Ben Schwartz was good in it, and but it was just like I felt like half the movie didn't need to happen. I felt like it should have really focused on these two. Anyways, now here's a fun one, Megan.
Oh, that
Megan's
that
an S tier movie for me. What?
Megan's like it's like
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Well, that came out. That came out last year, didn't it?
It
right?
came out December 2022 as the LA premiere, and then its official like wide theatrical release was January, so I'm counting it for 2023.
Yeah, because a lot of people got a lot more attention because the same director did the FNAF movie, right?
Yeah, it's same producers. I think it is. Yeah, is it the same director?
I think it's the same director. I'm pretty sure.
Anyways, I watched it on Prime Video. It's about an AI. It's like essentially like a toy company is trying to get ahead on things, and so they create a toy that's like an AI robot doll that can like be a friend to a kid, and how that can all go wrong. And the thing is, it's a horror movie, but it's not like a heavy slasher movie. Especially watch the PG-13 version. There's an unrated cut. But it's a really intellectual horror film, which I really enjoyed. And my mom doesn't usually like horror movies, but she kind of wanted to watch this because of the whole doll angle thing. And the thing is that like she watched it and she's like, "Wow, I really like this. I can't wait for the sequel." And I was like, "Whoa!" Usually my mom does not like horror movies. She'll watch them sometimes, but she really liked this one.
My favorite part about this movie?
It's great. Uh-huh.
My favorite part about this movie is what's her face from fucking Cosmic Fury's in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Jane from Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, is in it, and she like encounters a robot AI that's meant to be a friend, and I'm like, that's just ironic because I don't even think they thought of the Power Ranger connection there. I'm assuming the unrated cut's more violent, but I thought the PG-13 cut kept the suspense up too because it kind of kept it like you couldn't see a lot of things, and so you kind of would see what she was doing.
Sometimes that makes it scarier.
I also love how Brad Dourif and Mark Hamill both were dunking on this film. It was great.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like it's okay. I put it in S because it surprised the heck out of me. I didn't expect to like it like much at all, but now I'm like, oh, when's the sequel? They hooked me in on this one. Intellectual sci-fi horror, that's my thing. All right, Digimon Adventure Zero to the beginning. Man, I have way too many movies in S and A. I just gotten really good at picking movies to watch.
Sadly,
it's an A.
That's what happens.
Let's keep the spoilers to it because I'm pretty sure 80% of people.
80% of people haven't seen this. I'm just going to put it in an A. And we're going to move on. We talked about it before. I liked it as a 02 fan. So.
Stupid 2-day fandom event. Yeah.
Anyways, the Marvels. It's fine.
It's not as bad as people make it out.
It's about as good. I would say it's about as good as Aquaman 2, and the fact this got dragged through the press and the trades when Aquaman 2 didn't.
Yeah, because a woman. That's
yeah, exactly. Because women. About. Yeah. I liked it. I watched it twice in theaters. I enjoy it. I'll probably watch it again. It's one of those movies where I wouldn't greenlight it, but I enjoyed what we got.
It's all right. Secret Invasion.
Oh, wish. Oh, how I wish this was a good movie. This is a C. I can't put it in D. It wasn't terrible. Yeah, LPH said Marvels is a fun mid. Yeah, Marvels is a fun mid. Wish is it's just
disappointment.
Bad. It's sad.
Especially for the 100-year anniversary movie. It's
like Tomino said. It's like the old animators said. It's just a paint by numbers movie. They really just put in everything that has worked before, but then not put any of the meaning behind it. And
it's funny too because
I don't regret watching it, but I'm never going to see it again.
Looking forward to this.
What were we saying, Wheels?
I said I just remember everyone actually looking forward to this because they were like, man, they took all the animation stuff they've learned from taking all the non-Pixar CG films and made an actually good-looking, beautiful film. And then it was like utter shit.
Well,
the best shots of the movie were in the trailers because the actual movie itself looks really rough and unfinished.
The problem with the movie is they try and want to do that current animation style like Spider-Verse was Spider-Verse.
But I think they decided that partway into production because everybody still moves like the normal Disney Pixar style.
It kind of feels like they have a cell shade filter on them.
Yep. Chris Pine was great in it, though.
Hmm.
I thought that
Well,
was.
plays the bad guy, right?
He tries.
Yeah, he's the bad
Yeah,
guy.
he's the bad guy.
Yeah. Cameron said, "Did you watch Disney's Once Upon a Studio?" That's the best thing Disney made this year. Was Once Upon a Studio. That was amazing.
Mhm.
All right. Oh, hey, look, it's Peak again. Godzilla -1 S tier. I think I've already talked about.
Yes.
We all saw it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We all,
Yep.
I
even
cried during the
Darkon
movie.
was like, I got to go out and see this movie, and he like got to see it. So like,
Well, the reason Darkon had to go out and see it was when he realized Jerry got to go see it. He was like, "Ah,
Yeah.
crap! Now I can't be the only
Oh,
one."
everyone's watching it.
yep. No,
It was literally that. It was because Cow saw it.
Yep.
I saw it, and then Duncan was like, "Well, crap. I guess."
Yep. I guess if you haven't seen
No, that
Godzilla
movie was great.
-1, watch it. It's the theater run's been extended into January a lot of places. So
Oh, really? That's great.
And I love how it's making Hollywood even more squirm now.
Goat guy blue being goat.
it's so good.
Because half of Hollywood loved the film, the other half of Hollywood is hating this film.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
because
oh, great,
because they didn't make it.
giant sci-fi dinosaur movies beating all of this stuff.
And it's okay. I'm just gonna say it, guys, because I've thought about it. I've been sitting on it. It's my now favorite Godzilla movie, and it's probably the best movie in the Godzilla franchise.
Remember when you were looking forward to this movie?
I wasn't looking forward to this one at all. Like, I had zero expectation. I was like, oh man, we're doing the Godzilla from the early days, and we're doing the CG, and I was just complaining like an old man. And then I watched, and I was like, oh my god, it's good.
My thing was, it's funny. I was looking forward to this, but I wasn't looking forward to the CG. And Soundout knows that even before the movie came out, I even said, Soundout, the CG does not look finished. It doesn't look good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw it in theaters, and I'm like, the CG still looks like it was made in like 2009, and
the thing that got me was the texture.
Him fully bodied.
The
texture
texture
works a lot better.
Yeah.
It's the texture and lighting, I think, really.
The texture and lighting, like in the context of it, it looks way better than it did. I still would have preferred a suit.
I wish the figure's hips moved. I wish the figure's hips moved better.
But I was gonna say, like, I would have still preferred a suit, like always. But I'm okay with it being CG. It's like the MonsterVerse stuff.
Here's what I would love. This is what I would love, and I think you can agree with me, Sound. I would just love if they could either use a suit or more props, and then just overlay the CGI like textures. Because it worked with the little bit that happened in Shin Godzilla, where they used some of the props and then put the CG texture over.
Didn't they do that with
better.
Shin Ultraman? Because didn't they use Sacho surprise suits for the kaiju?
Yeah,
what
they
did was they had some of the suits for some of them, and then overlaid textures and stuff like that.
And they mocapped.
Like, here's the thing about -1 to this day. The fact that scene where he has the open jaw that looks like it's an actual physical prop was still all CG.
Yeah.
Is the part where I'm like, why couldn't they get that CG for the rest of the frickin' body?
Money.
Why couldn't they?
Money.
I'm like, why didn't Toho?
What was it? I think the director said on about interviews about like, oh, this movie would cost like 15.
Yeah. There was all these things like it cost 15 million, and the director was like, I wish we had that much. Like they did not have
a meme about that.
Yeah. Eric in the chat says Godzilla -1 blew my mind. Seen it twice.
It's like I said, it made me cry, and I didn't think I'd cry at a Godzilla.
Oh, I cried 3 times in a Godzilla movie. I've never cried at a Godzilla movie before.
Yeah.
Hey, my favorite part is watching it. Everyone's saying I cried during this film, and I was like, oh wow, this is weird.
But Wheels, you're dead inside. There's a difference.
No, me. I was sitting there going, I think all of my tears died rewatching Godzilla vs. Destroyer as a kid. I'm like,
oh yeah, that would do it.
I can't be sad anymore. I'm like, as a little kid, I used to watch and I used to cry when Godzilla got thrown into the volcano in '84 as a little kid. I was like, why are you doing this? He's a good guy. As a little kid, I was always confused because I was like, why is he bad? What's going on? Well, like I was so like. Age 4 through 6, I was so confused whenever I watched '84.
All right, moving on. Kamen Geats, The Four Aces and the Black Fox was probably one of the better summer writer movies in a while.
Did we see that one or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was solid. It wasn't mind-blowing, but like it didn't overstay its premise.
Which one did we see?
You probably saw the
Geats. Didn't see any movies yet.
Okay, because the Geats Battle Royale one's better. The revised crossover.
We didn't watch any of the movies yet. Metal hasn't.
I could have sworn we did. Oh, shoot.
I liked it. It was fun.
In the The
Yeah.
post show or during the show?
This was during the end arc of the show because this was like this is the summer movie that was like around in the 40s of the show. I thought it was
Because I
fun.
know some-
I liked that
I
it
know
brought
some of
back
these-
people from the previous DGP stuff.
Because I know some of the summer movies are post show or
Yeah.
or
This was
post
during the
show.
show. It was like between resets. Both Geats movies take place during resets in the show, so that reset thing really helped them.
Mm.
Let's talk about surprising movies. Wonka.
Yeah, I heard surprisingly really good things. This is a movie that I
That's
saw
another
no
S
one.
tier for me.
I saw no one excited about this movie because
Yep.
like, oh really, a Willy Wonka prequel?
I was
It
like,
came
I
out.
guess I'll go see it, and then I watched it. I was like, oh wow, this actually like we shouldn't have ever doubted the Paddington guy.
Wait, that's the thing. No one talks about. No one like knows.
One trailer mentions that it's from the creators of Paddington, and then never any of the other trailers ever did again. I'm like, that should have been the marketing. Like, hey, did you like Paddington? Come watch our musical.
I like how the tier list so far is almost like a staircase.
Eric saw this one back to back as well. That's Wonka for you. Like,
I like your tier list is like a upside down staircase now.
It really is.
I just love though how like loser actor who plays the main Oompa Loompa. I can't think of his name.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. I love how like Hugh Grant as an
Prostitution.
Oompa Loompa is like is a mob boss. He's literally like an actual full on like shit starter from all the trailers I've seen.
Oh, his role in the movie is
Super
amazing.
malicious shit starter.
I like it, and I guess
I love the part where he beats up what's his
yeah.
face in the confession box.
Muteki said, was there a King Oger movie?
We're getting there. I only watched it a couple days
Okay.
ago. I watched a lot of movies in December, but Wonka was great. I highly recommend it. And I gotta say, between this and Dune, I might be a fan of Timothée Chalamet. It's a weird sentence for me to say. He can really be good.
No,
If you
go
give him the
watch
right
that
material.
SNL gag.
What was that?
Go watch that SNL gag. I still love that one.
Oh
Where
yeah.
they have him playing something at someone else, and then what's her face is playing Timothée Chalamet. He's like, I'm stupid. Like, he's like, that's great.
It is. Yeah. No.
All I've ever heard about that guy is he's like challenged.
He is. He's so funny because like I watch interviews with him. I'm like, wow, this guy doesn't know anything, and then I watch a movie when he's like really good in it. I'm like, he's actually a good actor.
Yeah, he's got the tism. He's got to have the tism.
Yeah,
It's got the touch.
that's probably why he's so
Alright.
good as Willy Wonka. Anyways, great movie. Merry Little Batman.
Oh, I loved it. I saw this.
I watched this. This was
What?
this is an animated Batman movie that they sent over to Prime Video because Warner Brothers doesn't like Batman or something.
About little Damien and
Yeah.
Bat Dad Bruce.
The whole premise is that like Batman became a dad, and so he's like, oh, I need to make the city safe for my kid, and he goes and cleans up all the crime in Gotham, so there's no crime, and he retires from being Batman. It's like, what the fuck?
And grew a beard.
Grew a beard.
Excuse me, but Batman can't actually. That's the whole point of Gotham. You can't fix the city.
Oh, that's the joke.
That's the joke. It's a fun. I liked it, but I'm still gonna put it in B because I felt like it ran too long.
I think that's the only comment I have, but it was like so cute.
It was
sweet,
cute.
and
It was
just-
charming. It was unique. It's not like a favorite or anything. I fell asleep for about 10 minutes, like in the third act, but it was Christmas Day. I was tired. It was charming. I liked it, but like I think it ran a little too long. I felt like
I just love seeing Bat Dad.
It wasn't. It wasn't Wonder Woman 84.
Did Soundout hold a conversation while still being asleep? Which is why I didn't know you were asleep.
Oh god. Wheels got you with the sleep talking.
Yeah, during the 84, and I kept going like Wheels, and he started talking, and I'm like, it's not paying attention. He's like, oh, I was asleep the entire time. I was like, oh boy.
Yep. Anyways, we could talk about it more, but like,
it was
charming.
That sleep talk got metal suspended one time.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
You were actually there for that.
Was I there for that? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Right, next
Prime Video Christmas movie, Candy Cane Lane. I like Eddie Murphy.
Wait, what? What's this?
I know. I knew this was gonna happen.
I love that. I love this. I love. No, I've been seeing ads for that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I know what this is.
Eddie Murphy is so the plot of the film is that Eddie Murphy is like he's in big corporate business. He gets laid off because of corporate restructuring, and so he puts all of his effort into winning this yard decoration competition that has money involved, and he ends up signing a contract at a store after buying these fancy decorations, and essentially like it's an evil elf that like tricks him into a contract that like if he doesn't complete a task by a certain deadline, he's going to get turned into a tiny porcelain figure that has to live in her Christmas village.
What?
It sounds so weird when I say it out loud, but I gotta tell you, it was pretty funny.
They wanted to do a deal with the devil, so they made a crazy-ass elf.
Yep.
And they were like, hey, man, you remember when Eddie Murphy did really bad comedies that were family-friendly? Like, no.
Also, did anybody... So, like, nobody told me Reginald Hudlin was a movie director as well as a comic book writer. I just knew him for being a comic book writer. And then I saw his name scroll across the credits. It's like, what? He does movies? And then it turns out he's been doing movies for like 30 years. I just knew it was one of the guys that worked at Milestone. Like I didn't know he had a movie career. Also, they had minor spoiler. Santa Claus is in it, and he's played by David Alan Grier, and I thought that was great. It made me happy. I enjoyed this. Maybe watch it for next Christmas. I don't know. Is it A or is it B? Yeah, it's a B. It's a B.
Yeah, you've seen it.
You should, yeah. Oh, Muteki says Muteki liked it. I'm glad. It was charming. I liked it. I thought it was fun. There's a lot of good stuff in it. All right. Aquaman and... Oh, we already did this.
Where are you ranking compared to the rest of the movies?
B. It's not terrible. It's just... I can't put it next to Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid was the better water movie this year. All right, here we go. Osama Sentai King Oger Adventure Heaven Complete Edition. I really how do I put this? I love King Oger, right? I complain about King Oger's use of digital screens, right?
They got any movie budget or no?
They got a movie budget. More specifically, they got movie time because visually speaking, this is the best King Oger's ever looked. And then the story they told was really interesting and added to the lore and everything.
So you're telling me, Soundout, they can make things good.
They can. They just need time.
Yeah, they need time. They need to be like Super Raya and give them time.
See you later, Downward Spiral. Thanks for joining. Yeah, they just needed time. Once they had time, it all worked out. Like this movie is everything King Oger could be if it had. It's like the old joke of like Batman can win any fight with prep time. Anytime, like, you know. So yeah, no, King Oger Adventure Heaven, I thought that was great. It added to a lot of the lore of the show, and watching it in retrospect was funny because they actually bring up backstory stuff that we didn't learn about in the show till several episodes later. So it was all premeditated and planned, which is kind of amazing. All right, Gridman Universe. This was also an A. I apologize for my list being really front loaded here. Not quite S. It also felt like it ran a little long.
Well, this is a movie I really want to rewatch again because the plot is great, but it's super. If you don't pay attention, you might get lost in it.
I need to rewatch it as well because it's 2 hours. It's very dense of like plot. Like there's so much plot that I feel like I want to go over it again. That's why it's an A because S tier movies are like the ones you could watch one time and it just like totally works, you know. But like A tier would be, yes, Crunchyroll needs to get off their butt and actually.
I said, where is this movie? Seriously.
Go fly on United, I guess. Actually, don't because flying sucks.
I love seeing the Dynazenon cast again. It was so great to see them again.
I gotta tell you, the Dynazenon cast are so good. They outshined every Gridman cast member so badly.
Yomogi and Yume has that
relationship. It's like no one tried the first time making a Gridman anime.
I mean, Yomogi and Yume have their relationship fully straight. They know what they want.
Yep. It's so funny because it's like Yuta's over here like, I don't remember the show I was in. And I'm like, okay, so you're basically a new character to us. And then the Dynazenon cast shows up and they're like, yeah, we got our lives in order. Like, it's just, I love the Dynazenon cast. And yeah.
I don't want to talk more about it because again, it's still not
officially available. That's why I just broke down Yo-Ho-Ho'd it and watched it on New Year's Eve.
That's what I did.
Okay, next movie. Probably another one people are going to go, what? Jigen Daisuke, which is a live-action film based on the Lupin the
Yeah.
Third character, Jigen Daisuke.
Wait, they
Forgot
made
about
those?
this movie.
I didn't even know they made this.
Yeah, this came out like months
Find it.
ago on Prime Video, just out of nowhere.
Is it like official, like sub and everything?
Officially subbed everything. It's on Prime Video.
Yep.
It has the best action sequence of the entire year in it, involving a woman with a wheelchair.
Yep.
Which is the whole reason Wheels knows about this
Yep.
movie.
This is the
You
second
know,
live
planning on
action.
watching the movie. No,
This
Sound
is
Out.
just-
So this is the funny part. I was planning on watching it, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it was going to be an Amazon video until everyone was talking about the wheelchair fight scene.
Yep.
So this is the second live action Lupin.
Third live action Lupin. Yeah.
Third, okay.
Yep.
Because I know there was a live action movie.
It also okay, here's the thing. It had like this peak sequence with a wheelchair. Like I've never seen anything that cool ever done with a wheelchair in a movie before. And it had this really great like 10-minute shootout in the movie too. And then most of the movie
And
was
this
like
is
the
literally why,
classic
like I said,
grumpy
I was-
old guy team takes care of kid and helps kid who's in trouble, kind of like the lone wolf and cub thing that we see a lot. But anyways, does he got something?
No, I was gonna say this is why I said I need to be like somehow in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It would be showing, wheelchairs are cool.
Yeah, you literally show them that scene to like an action director and be like, how do we do more of this? Like, but yeah.
I might get this, but in my weekly Tokusatsu.
Yeah. Let's just bump. I'm gonna pump it to A. I thought it was really solid. And the action sequences were great. The actor playing Jigen was great. It's very bloody. So if you don't like blood,
Does he have the beard? Does he have the Jigen beard?
he has the Jigen beard. He's got the hat. He's got the cigarette. He's got the revolver. The plot starts with him trying to fix his classic revolver, which is really cool. And then the last movie I watched that was a new release in 2023, which I watched yesterday, was The Color Purple. This is a remake of, well, let's see. Color Purple is a book that became a 1985 film that was really well regarded, but then it was adapted into a stage play, which was a musical, and then that musical was adapted into this movie. Anyways, this is a fantastic movie. It's like weird that the two S tiers at the end of like I watched 2 Warner Brothers musicals in like a 2-week span, which was really funny, but like that also didn't advertise themselves as musicals. But I absolutely love this incredible film, powerful story, really great music and dance sequences to amplify the story being told. Highly recommended, but it is very intense. It deals with a lot of very intense themes. So
I've seen the Whoopi one. Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah.
So
and Whoopi has a cameo in this, which was really fun. But yeah, no, Color Purple is terrific. I thought it was just excellent. So that's the tier list. Shall we like look at why is my F and D tier so minimal? Did I really do a good job picking movies this year?
I mean, that's why I like a lot of games. People are like, "What's the worst game?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, what? You don't play? Like, look, I just pick what I know I'm gonna like usually. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. When I see so many people talk about this more for sicker games, but like people are like, you say, "Oh, gaming's dead. Gaming sucks now." I'm like, do you play any good game? Like, seriously, why do you always focus on like the big ones or something like that?
I was going to add as well, I didn't get to see Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget yet. And I didn't get to see Last Voyage of the Demeter, because I really don't want to pay money for Last Voyage of the Demeter in case it's like Renfield, which I didn't pay money for. I waited for it to hit Prime. Yeah. But those are like 2 movies I didn't get to see. But Kyle says, do you play anything that isn't FPS games? I hardly ever play FPS games. Cyberpunk's the only thing that's in first person play.
I need to talk about what I said about the whole like, oh, Mario game sucks. Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
that kind of people. Yeah.
Oh, that's what he was saying. I thought that was a direct question. My brain just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah,
people do that,
hour.
like where they're like, "Why are every game terrible?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Look at this." And they're like,
do you
"What's
play?
that?"
Pick what you. Stop playing the same. Yeah, exactly.
Because the thing is, like, if you look at like what movies ended up low here, Flash I watched because it was a DCEU movie. I didn't go see it in theaters. I bought the Blu-ray and then watched it. Because collection stupidity. Justice League Warworld was collection stupidity. Renfield I thought I was gonna like a lot more than I did. It's Dracula. Dracula stuff. Quantumania, Marvel movie, right? I thought Wish was going to be better than it was. Peter Pan and Wendy, that was kind of just on a whim. And Mario, Shazam, but then everything in this top 3, I enjoyed. I would watch anything in the top 3. I'd watch again, no question. It's the lower tier. I'm like, would I? Eric said when I watched Color Purple, I was very tired and I was falling asleep, but the movie was so good it kept me awake the whole time. That's how you know it's a good movie. It's not like Wonder Woman 84 putting wheels to sleep and putting them into sleep talk mode.
Anything else before we wrap up?
We went an extra 45 minutes, didn't we?
Never watched the original Color Purple too.
Yeah.
I think it's boring.
I'm gonna head off now because I have work tomorrow. I have back to the grind. I go.
Ryan's back to the grind. Ryan, plug your stuff.
Yes. Follow me at Darko643 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art commissions like the one you see this very channel. If you want to commission me, feel free to DM me on Twitter or on Discord through the Sound Discord protocol. Have a nice night, everybody, and have a happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ryan.
See you guys.
All right. So yeah, we can just. We'll just go for a couple more minutes. If you guys got any final questions for us in the chat, if it's more than just Muteki.
Hey, I have a question about your Godzilla experience.
Yes.
Theater experience in general.
Mm-hmm.
What are the seats like?
My theater is a Regal, and we have kind of the classic
Regal, yes.
fold down padded seats. Not any of those crazy recliner things, which I've.
Not the one my Regal has.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because I'm like, when I saw Godzilla, I never been there. I'm like, oh my goodness, these seats are. I kind of want to pay to watch movies just so I can sit.
Right. I found there was a theater I used to go to that had the recliners, and I kept falling asleep.
Yes, I didn't even know they reclined until someone next to me started reclining, and I was like,
mm-hmm.
My favorite was my mom forgot. My mom forgot that the AMC theaters recline. Because the last 2 times we went to AMC, she enjoyed the seat because it was reclining. We go to this one, and she, hated it. Forgot. Because we hadn't gone in the movies for a long time.
Yeah.
Acted like it was her first time there. And I was like, Mom, they always do. But me and Mom couldn't find the way to recline it because it's a button that's, in the wall. So if you have just a little bit of extra weight on you, boom, it hits the button. And the next thing you know, you're...
I saw a Spin Dash about his theater.
Spin Dash says one of the screens in my theater is seat warmers in the recliners. Holy cow! Common Jojo says that
to see Highlander.
I got Common Jojo into Radiant Black. I'm so glad to hear that because I love the Radiant Black comics, and the guys that do Radiant Black like me talking about it. Yeah, Cameron, you can scroll back when the stream's over and watch the DCEU tier list. Wheels, what were you saying?
I made a joke, but allegedly they don't like us talking about Power Rangers, which they also work on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Eric says, how many movies did you watch in total in 2023? 144. First movie of 2024 on my list is probably going to be Chicken Run because I was going to watch it before the end of the year, it just didn't happen. That's a simple answer. It may not be Chicken Run. I may just randomly put on something else later. It's probably Chicken Run. Or the Don Brothers movie, because I'm close to watching that.
Probably gonna put on King Kong Lives.
King Kong Lives. I need to buy the Blu-ray for King Kong Lives. I keep dragging my feet on that. Even though that movie's bad. It's good bad.
Mm-hmm. No, I remember growing up hating that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, it's not really as bad as I thought it was.
Muteki has a theory that Nicole Kidman wasn't much in Aquaman because she was trapped in an AMC theater.
Yep, it was.
I don't have it. It's so funny when the memes about the Nicole Kidman AMC ad happen because I don't have an AMC nearby me, so I never go to AMC. I got stuck in Regal where they kept playing this one promo where people just recite movie lines with zero context and they try to string a conversation together, but there's absolutely no way those words go together into an actual natural conversation. And it got to the point where my family started memorizing it and reciting it, and then they took it away, and I'm sad.
I prefer Regal than AMC.
Yeah.
AMC always
I like
good
the seats.
Movie promo stuff.
Mm-hmm. I get a lot of good deals at Regal.
AMC and Regal.
Oh yeah, they have a whole thing, don't they, with the Regal app?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
and AMC both have it, but I
Mhm.
think Regal is still better than AMC.
Regal sometimes will be like, "Here's a free IMAX ticket because you watched 4 IMAX movies."
Yeah, those just yep.
Yeah,
What
I
I
go to
saw on
Regal
their
for the
app.
IMAX, but like I enjoy going there more. Um,
I enjoy their popcorn more than AMC's.
yeah. Muteki, you will get a shout out for the Dragonfly because you kept telling me to get
Yeah,
it.
it's the reason you yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Kyle says, remember there was a bad Regal ad playing that people made into a commenter meme. Yeah, that's the Regal ad that I memorized. Me and my family did. We all memorized.
My favorite is my favorite though is after Jerry saw the movie. He's like, "Hey, Wheels, don't you just love those seats?" And I'm like, "Jerry, I come with my seat." Jerry's like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
Like Jerry's like, "Don't you just love sitting?" And I'm like, Jerry, why would I be sitting in them? Like I wouldn't get out of my wheelchair. Some homeless guy would probably try to steal it.
It's true.
It'd go my wheelchair,
Oh
my
my god,
wallet, and
I
my
want to see
glasses.
that now. Not necessarily your chair, but I just want to see a homeless guy steal someone's wheelchair, just roll away.
Just start rolling away with it. It's fast speed. Yeah, I still enjoy going to the movies. It's not always the best. Like, I remember when I saw Fast X, the lights didn't turn off, and I went and found the switch to turn the lights off because the movie was on and the lights were blaring, and I was like, I can find the light switch.
All I know is the
Yeah.
theater by me is not handicap friendly. I hate that theater so
That
much.
sucks.
Oh my god.
They should get.
It's called like NGR or something.
Yeah, they probably won't spend the money to do
And
it because they're lame.
do you know what? Do you know why? Do you know why it's not handicap accessible? Because the mentally challenged people there took out the middle sections where there were like these
Mhm.
side ends that you could just sit at the end of the rows, but it was in the middle or in the
Right.
front. They only left the back row for the
Oh.
disabled, and then they put in like their version of the reclining seat in the big seat,
Oh.
and they're too damn tall. So like a third of the screen is blocked off
And you
by
can't
the
see
seat in
it.
front of you, not the person sitting in front of you. The seat, yeah.
Yeah, that
I hate it.
sucks. They need to be better at that.
That's why I have to go out of my way to go to like, yeah, no, I told them like Regal was better than you guys, and I'm pissed at the who owned the mall that theater was in chased them out because they wanted more money for the renting rights.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Cameron asked, Deadpool 3 or Joker 2? Deadpool 3. Because Joker was fine. But not amazing. You know, I don't know. I didn't love Joker. But apparently Joker 2 is going to be a musical. You can always sucker me in with a musical, I can tell you that much. But,
Boo.
yeah. All right, so you guys got any further thoughts on 2023, early 2024 stuff? You know, that whole thing? Or are we ready to call it a day?
Not really.
Nah, we're good.
Ready to move on to
I'm
the
looking forward
future.
to is seeing,
Yeah.
you know, Godzilla, Kong,
Get
New
ready to
Empire.
fight tomorrow. Sound out for the first or whatever.
Oh yeah, I took last week off because I forgot that I forgot the day after Christmas was Tuesday, and so I went and was like, I'm gonna go see if Aquaman's baby dies,
Yeah.
and I found out that Aquaman's baby did not die, and you know, Alex, I don't collect the One Piece collections on DVD and Blu-ray, and I never plan to. Except maybe I'll buy the movies sometime. My current plan is like when I finish the manga, and then I'm like, I need the One Piece bite. I'm gonna go watch the movies, and then if I like them, I'll buy them. So, Cameron says we need a Time Force Black and Lightning collection. That's such a rad design to be stuck as only a comic book page. We need toys, more toys. Muteki says he's gonna go to the theater and Kazuma them to be friendly. I'm assuming that's a Yakuza thing.
What happened?
Muteki says that he's going to go to Wheels' theater and Kazuma them to be friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Yakuza thing.
Okay. Kyle says I should watch the movies that Funimation never dubbed because a lot of them are worst. One of them at worst still pretty neat. Yeah, I think I'll probably I'll go and look like for all of them and just like watch. I'll just like movie 1, movie 2, that kind of thing. I probably will just watch them subbed because I have my own voices in my head for the One Piece cast, and the dub does not work for me because of that.
I know what you mean with that. I used to read like Sayuki and like Naruto.
Yeah.
Before I saw the anime, I read the manga a lot, and then I finally got. And when I heard their voices, like that's not what my brain was making for their voices at all.
That was a hard adjustment for me. Was the voices for Naruto, for sure. The One Piece though, as soon as I heard Sanji's voice, that dub was dead to me. Like that was it.
I'll give you a good one. Sound out. I remember, like, even though I didn't like watching 4Kids One Piece, I don't even like watching One Piece at all.
Yeah.
There are voice actors from the 4Kids dub I would prefer than having the funny dub guys.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah.
For example, I actually prefer Usopp's 4Kids voice. I hate Krillin as Usopp.
I like Luffy and Usopp's 4Kids versus they're funny. Yeah.
I hate Gohan being the voice of Luffy. I hate it.
It doesn't work for me.
Gohan. I hate new Gohan so much. I miss old Gohan / Goku. I miss that voice.
I think that's the thing. Is like if I were to make a perfect One Piece dub, it would be a merger of the two casts.
I think I prefer funny Nami over 4Kids Nami.
Yeah. I can't remember what either sound like though. I don't like any of the dub voices for Sanji. I don't like either. My apologies to both of them, but I don't like 4Kids. I really don't like 4Kids Sanji's voice, and I don't like the Funimation dub Sanji voice. I like the live action Sanji. He's the best English voice I've heard on a Sanji. So yeah. 4Kids Robin though is a crime against humanity. And on that note, we're wrapping up. Kaus, you got a stream tomorrow, right?
Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on twitch.tv/FighterKaus, King of Fighters 15, which, dude, if you were there Tuesday, would have been great. We had like freakish amount of people there. I guess.
Was it just intense?
I guess because it was just a lot of people. I was watching, and then I was playing public lobby and a lot of like actual ranked, like top ranked, like champions were. I was getting whooped, and I was like, "Why am I getting?" Oh, I looked them up. I was like, "Oh, these guys are known tournament players."
That's amazing. Why they came... Oh man, that sounds great. It's like I wasn't there, and all the pros showed up.
Yes. And on top of that, I was getting a lot of views, probably because I'm not only, but one of the few English streamers. I don't know.
I would say one of the only English KOF streamers, right?
Yeah, like apparently.
Most people are Latin America.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Which works for me, because I can speak
Jerry.
I can habla español as well, so it's cool with me.
Without explaining the rant I went on last night, let's loosely explain the sound out. Saint Seiya Omega.
We're going to table the Saint Seiya Omega for after the stream. I want to wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
It's time to go. Also, Buteki, yeah, the cigarette over lollipop for sure. But like, I know why they changed it to a lollipop. It's just that's broadcast standards.
My favorite part is how most of the 4Kids bastardizations was because 4Kids got a Saturday morning deal when they were trying to get a Toonami deal.
Exactly, it was a Saturday morning deal, and everything had to be TVY7. It wasn't like Toonami where they could slip it as to TV PG, and that's where most of the edits came from. So, anyways, is Hero Club streaming this week? Wheels.
Yeah, I believe so. We are.
Okay, maybe Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. You guys go check it out. Go check out hero-club.com for all your good
metal,
stuff.
Rage quit or turn off the internet.
Yep. So hero-club.com for all your news, interviews, and more. Go check out the Patreon as well if you'd help to support Hero Club getting more interviews, because they do cost money, and we could use the support on doing more cool things.
Yeah, we could we could actually use a bit of the money to pay for our fees.
Yep. But on that note, thank you everybody for being here. Thanks everybody that joined us as a channel member today, and thanks for all the participation in our 3-hour stream. Hope you all have a great time. Happy New Year, and see you next week.